I love it. I knew there was something that I was missing. Hello, everybody. You hear me now? Hold on. You'll be able to hear Beau in a second. Uh, now you can hear Beau.
Hello. So did they hear none of that?
They heard none of it.
None of that. Okay.
Because again, I'm a mess of a person. But the reason why that keeps happening is because like my computer, I have to move it to the booth when I record.
Oh,
So
right.
I have to unplug everything and replug it back in next to the
Oh,
booth. And
yeah,
it's
yeah.
why I'm getting a new computer actually. So that way this is a 5-year-old computer and it still runs pretty great for 5 years old. But I need upgrades. And so yeah, I'm getting a new computer so that way I can actually like just keep my gaming computer where it belongs, and then this computer can just be, used for recordings and stuff. But yeah, hi everybody. Happy Friday was what I said. Beau said happy Friday to you all as well.
Didn't we literally last week say like you can't sort of create or recreate spontaneous moments, so we can't just try and redo
No, we
everything we
can't
did
recreate
again.
it.
We have
That
to do
doesn't
something different
happen.
now. But no, happy Friday everyone, and happy Friday Corina.
I dropped my Tylenol. No.
Oh no.
Where did it end up? Why do I do things? Hold on. Ah! Okay. I got it. I'm a mess. Yes, hello everybody. Don't worry, I actually unlocked the hangout before we even started, so it is for sure done. That we have it. We just have to go through it now.
Yeah.
You know?
I'm excited.
I'm excited because this was the one script out of, or well, two scripts now because Paimon doesn't say anything in the Diona script either.
Oh.
Yes, I got a sweater. It is a cow hoodie. It's a cow print sweater, and yeah, I did do that on purpose. Where's my cow? Eddie, throw me my cow.
Yeet
So
the cow.
I can match my cow. That's named Paimon. No relation. So yeah, Paimon doesn't have any lines in the Chongyun story hangout. So I literally have no idea what's going on.
Oh, this is gonna be great then.
Yeah.
Like
So
this one has a lot of like it's got a lot of really funny moments in. It's got like other like moments in, like sort of like oh a lovely moment here, but there's just a lot of funny stuff. Like we had so much fun doing it. Like
that's awesome. And also tell everybody about what makes today special.
Yes, so today is my sort of quote unquote 1 year Chong University.
I
One
love
year
that
ago
you say it like
today.
that. Chung
Um,
University.
they almost said or sort of like Chong University would be his like college.
Or
Anyway,
yeah,
but like
anniversary,
but,
whatever.
but,
I
but
can't
yeah,
say words.
one year ago today was my first session recording for Chongyun. And I'm so grateful. I still remember it, and I remember just enjoying it and having so much fun and absolutely loving it.
I remember
And
texting you when you were announced, and I was like, "We're in something together,
I
finally!"
know, yeah, that's great. So yeah, like it's been fantastic, and it truly has just been a life-changing role. It's like sort of again, I think I sort of said last week, I kind of do this because I want to do roles that kind of people hear, and it just makes them happy and brings them joy and stuff like that. And as voice actors, we kind of record a lot of things that don't really get out there much or whatever, or don't have the impact we kind of hope they get to.
Mm-hmm.
But this project really has. I mean, I guess put impact in the title, and maybe it will have an impact on people. But so yeah, like it's just been so great seeing how much people love this game and these characters, and the amazing cast who's in it. And it's
Mm-hmm.
been an amazing 1 year. And thank you everyone for all your love that you've given me in like the past few months since like it came out and we announced ourselves and everything. And yeah, so today's a very special day. I loved that session. I kind of hoped that that this would be good and go somewhere, but I've sort of been in things that haven't really taken off. I'm really glad this one did because I had so much fun, and I'm glad I've got to come back and do more, including this Hangout quest, which we are now going to do. Segue.
Yeah.
So, because I kind of started to waffle there.
I'm just gonna change this to controller. There we go. Now I can function because I'm, me, and I can't work without a controller. Update summary? Okay. And then Battle Pass. Thank you for the subscriptions.
Thank you.
All right, now let's get started. Oh, I pressed the wrong button. Yes.
Can I just ask? Can I just ask one thing? Sorry if you're going to be like, don't worry, I'm going to do that in like 10 seconds. Would you mind doing share screen?
Oh, right. I'm so glad you asked because again, Beau, I'm a mess.
Well, that's it. I didn't want to just assume that like.
No, I'm stupid.
It wasn't on because of the mess.
Assume
I didn't want to
that
just
I'm
assume
dumb.
you're. No. I will always assume the best before I assume the worst.
I don't think assuming that I'm dumb is assuming the worst. Assuming the worst would be like, nah, Corina's doing this on purpose to fuck with you, which also might actually happen. But assuming that I'm just stupid is a very fair assumption. Oh, all right, in we go.
In we go.
Begin Hangout. I'm excited. Signs of evil? I thought you said this was funny. That doesn't bode well already, Beau. Is this British humor that I'm getting where it's like dark and shit?
Well, see, for me, British humor would be you should have said this doesn't bode well.
God damn it! That's dad jokes, okay? That's not British humor. That's something Eddie would say. Actually, Corey Yee would say that.
British people can be dads.
Yeah, dad jokes.
And I would have fucking said it.
Yeah.
No,
here's the thing, because Beau just was like, that. He was like, well, if it was British humor, I would have said that doesn't bode well. I wish you could see Eddie's face right now.
I would have made that joke.
Yeah, he said I would have made that joke. And he's an
There we
actual
go.
dad, so he knows. You're not a dad yet. He's the dad. You're not the dad yet. Oh my gosh, it's all the way down here. Okay.
Oh yeah, the heart. This thing. So this is like a part 2 because we did part 1 last week, which was totally planned. We totally planned to do two streams.
Plans that we
Totally
waited to do
planned.
this stream with you
Yeah.
on your Chongyun
On Chongyuniversary.
Yeah, I can't say it. Oh my god, I swear, it's so funny to me when somebody is like, I have dyslexia, can I be a voice actor? I'm like, I can barely speak English and I'm a voice actor, you're fine. I can't tell you how many times I've been told, you're pronouncing that wrong. And I'm like, since when? I've always pronounced it this way. And they're like, well, then you've always been wrong. And I'm like, great, that's fantastic.
Excuse me, have you perchance seen any evil spirits?
Evil spirits? Yeah,
Oh, my apologies. You're not from around here, are you? This question must sound a little confusing to you.
Yeah, it is
I'm
confusing.
Chongyun, a local exorcist from Liyue.
Oh, we actually get
Those
like
versed in
an
arts of
introduction.
exorcism refer to all forms of demons and monsters as evil spirits.
Wait, hold on. I don't know much about Chongyun's backstory. Does he like exorcise people? Is that what
he's an exorcist. Yes, he's that's
his
he
job?
exercises demons and.
I'm learning new shit. I didn't know that's what your character did.
This is going to be incredibly fun then.
Oh god. Yeah.
I will just say I can't hear anything from the game. I don't know if that's deliberate or not, or just how you've got things set up.
That is not deliberate. That's Discord being stupid.
Okay. It's not a problem. I've heard this. I recorded it. So I kind of know it all and stuff. As long as you don't need me, as long as you don't like need me to super duper hear it, I kind of remember how a lot of this stuff sounds anyway.
You know, there is subs.
Yeah, exactly.
And we
That's
all
what I mean.
know
So it's
subs
not.
are better than dubs.
Dang it.
I know. I had to make the joke. I had to. Actually,
No,
it's
I'm glad you did.
what was it? It always makes me really funny when a dub actor says something like that, and then because we all know it's a joke. And like I think it was one time Christina V even bought a shirt that said subs are better than dubs, and I was like, that's the best shirt ever, and I want it.
She tweeted it at me.
Yeah, she did tweet it at you.
I had to literally turn off my phone because I got so many fucking comments on it.
Yeah.
She literally destroyed my Twitter that
She
day.
destroyed her Twitter that day.
50,000 followers.
I like how my chat's even yelling at me like, how dare you? And I'm like, guys, I'm a dub actor. I don't... Actually, I mean, you're probably all just fucking with me back, so it's fine. Yeah.
Evil spirits have existed since ancient times. They lurk among the
Ancient
shadows in the
times?
lands of Liyue, stirring up all sorts of trouble and mischief. It
I
is
guess
my
so.
duty to exorcise or destroy them, and protect the citizens here from their evil doings.
Okay, so now I kind of want like a dynamic duo between you and Hu Tao, because you know Hu Tao is the funeral director.
Yes.
I think you, like Chongyun and Hu Tao, should team up, and then you have the powers of fire and ice together.
Ooh, sounds good.
Yeah,
I like the sound of that.
I like that.
I will when we get to like a quiet bit or something, or say some of the points. If we get to points where we sort of like
no,
repeat
I
stuff,
have to already pick things.
I'll sort of tell. I do have like a Bree story later, which I mentioned to you last week, and I'll tell the Bree story later. But we'll get into the story and stuff now because there's a lot of like new stuff that I
Yeah.
want you to
Once I'm
concentrate
done
on.
with
So
this chat, you can go into that story.
yeah. So
Okay, wait, hold on. That sounds similar to the work of adventurers. That's an admirable job. I get it. That's what the vigilant Yaksha fights against, right? I feel like that one is wrong. Oh no. Bo, I'm bad at this. I failed with Barbara's so bad in front of Laura. It was hilarious. So I think
It's
that's
work
one.
that must be done.
Oh,
Much
you
like an
smile!
angel.
Oh my god, he has
That's
the cutest face when he smiles!
I know he's so sweet.
He's so adorable! Oh my god, I love it! Okay.
Sorry, I digress.
See, sorry, I digress. That's my catchphrase.
Judging from your response, it seems you aren't well versed in the realm of evil spirits. But that's understandable. If I may ask, have you happened to come across anything strange recently?
Ooh, yes, Hu Tao,
Sometimes
she's
even
strange.
the most trivial matters can be helpful in the hunt for evil spirits.
I love
Oh,
her though, I love her
I
so
see.
much.
Well, fair enough.
By the way, speaking of Hu Tao, for anybody in my chat, I finally put up part 1 of the Brianna Knickerbocker interview / playing through the Hu Tao story. Part 2 will be up tomorrow. So,
Yeah.
and that's on my YouTube. So, yee. I love that. Hey, bitches, bros, and non-binary hoes. I love that. That's what somebody just said in my chat. And they were like, gets banned. And I'm like, no, that gets you points, my good friend.
It's from Skate the Infinity.
That is from Skate the
Yeah,
Infinity?
that's in the official.
You have not shown me this anime yet. You know I don't watch anime without you because then I get in trouble. Bitch, last time I watched an anime without you, you screamed at me.
Because we were watching it together.
And now I'm not allowed to watch any anime alone. Whose fault is that?
You can watch whatever anime you want. Just
If
don't,
I watch Skate
just don't go ahead of me in a show that we're watching together.
If I watch Skate the Infinity without you, you absolutely will get mad at me.
No, I won't. You can watch it.
Bullshit.
I haven't watched it.
He's lying. All right.
In that case, I guess I'll just have to try my luck with the clues I already have.
What?
Oh yeah, the clues. The
Clues?
clues.
Oh my god, are we
Yes.
solving a
Only
mystery?
some
We have
scattered
lots of
reports,
clues, so
really.
there are some scattered
too
reports.
significant
Okay,
yet.
so basically, we are like the mystery team. You're Freddy. I'm Velma because Velma's the best. And Paimon Scrappy Doo because no one likes Scrappy Doo, just like no one likes Paimon. Oh dear God.
But if you're interested, can tell you about some of the more useful ones I've gathered so far. I read a flyer that said, the test of courage is now being held on Woo-Wong Hill.
Okay, so we're kind of
Bring your
half
best
Am I
intentions to
wrong?
test your
I'm
courage
not wrong.
together.
Paimon is scrappy too if we had to do a comparison.
Then, recently, the sounds of
Footsteps.
footsteps and shouting have been heard
So we've got the
outside
test
people's
of
windows
courage,
at
we've
night.
got the
The noises that
footsteps
frighten the
outside of
children,
windows.
They are unable to sleep.
frightening children.
Ooh. I mean, I always think that scaring children is a plus. The more scared children are, the better. They should just be scared all the time. That's how they learn. They should be fearful of everything. See, this is why it's a good thing that I am getting sterilized, because I shouldn't have children, because I would be so for example, actually it's funny, so when I was a kid, my mom, we would I was a very sickly kid, so I had to go in and get my blood drawn all the time and get shots all the time and stuff like that.
Right.
I'm so used to it now that I'm like, it literally doesn't bother me. But the first time I was like, is it gonna hurt, Mom? And my mom was like, oh yeah, it's gonna hurt terribly. It's gonna be the worst pain
Wow.
you've ever felt in your life. And I was like, okay. And then it didn't hurt, because she over exaggerated how bad it was gonna be. It kind of was funny, and but I'm also thinking that if I do know of kids where if if I did tell that to them, they would be like, no, I don't want it. I mean,
It is a funny.
yeah.
Sorry, I was gonna say it is a funny thing, just how, if a parent was walking by and they had two kids and one was afraid of dogs and one really liked dogs, and there was a big dog they're walking past, and the one that likes dogs kind of just goes to pet it immediately, and you'd kind of be like, oh sweetie, no,
Ask first.
don't pet that dog, don't
Yeah,
pet
please
that
ask
dog,
first.
sort of thing. But if the boy kind of had a kind of thing, they'd be like, oh no, it's okay, you don't need to be afraid of him, and it's kind of which one is it?
Yeah, which one is it? I mean,
That's actually quite cool. Your mum kind of did that in a way.
Oh,
I mean,
yeah.
maybe could have been a bit more tactful with it, but
Oh,
at the same
no,
time,
there's-
but kind of not
Hold
being like,
on,
no,
Beau.
sweetie, there's gonna be nothing wrong with this at all.
Yeah.
If it did hurt, that would have been why did you tell me that?
Why would you tell me that it's not gonna hurt and then it totally hurts? Fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah.
See,
so-
it's funny though that you said probably could have been a little bit more tactful. Beau, you know me. So imagine
yeah. No. Yeah.
I'm tactless, and guess who I learned that from? My parents. There's no such thing as tact in my family. We're white trash. That's no, seriously. We're. But I said this in the Brianna interview. But we are such white trash that my grandmother. My mom's name is Cindy. The reason why my mom's name is Cindy is because my grandmother didn't know how to spell Cynthia. That's how white trash we are.
Oh wow.
And the worst part is that I was considering how I've been with words lately, I don't know if I would be able to spell the name of my niece. My niece's name is Charleone.
Okay. Yeah.
If you
I don't know
asked
that.
me how to spell that, I could not. You could put a gun to my head and say, spell your niece's name like the real one, not their nickname Charlie, their real name. And I'd be like, well, you just better kill me. Just pull that trigger because it ain't happening. Right, Charleone. There's also, I do know that in that name, there is a dash somewhere over one of those,
like an accented
yeah, there's
thing?
an accent
Oh,
mark
right.
over one of the vowels, and I have no idea where it exists within her name. So it's over the O?
Yeah.
Charleone? No, I'm pretty sure it's over the E. I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. Wait, hold on. Do you know how to spell my niece's name?
No, it just makes sense.
Okay, but if you knew
Because
how,
the emphasis is on the O.
if you knew how to spell my niece's name over the actual aunt of them, that would be a real fail in my part.
No, that's how accent marks work. You accent the thing it's over.
It's like, Eddie, you write the birthday cards.
Well, why would it be over the E then?
Well, you
I
can
know
say
there's an E in there.
Charleone.
There's like 2 E's in that name.
It's not Charleone.
It almost is, I think.
Charlie
Wait,
O.
I don't even know how to spell it, so why am I arguing this? see, Torina, that looks right, but it doesn't look right because I know there is an E before the end, before the N. I know there's an E before the N.
Right.
Yeah, so again, if anybody put a gun to my head and said spell your niece's name, I'd be dead. I'm so glad my nephew's name is Dallas. That's easy. What?
Is it?
Dallas.
You sure?
Yeah?
You're sure?
I'm absolutely positive on that one.
Okay, good.
Yeah, see, I got it. I know how to spell one of my nieces and nephews' names. One of them. It's funny though because my sister was like, bees in the sink. That looks the most correct. But again, I'm still not sure. I just can't with words. But my sister flat out admitted that, like, she was like, look, I know that I gave my daughter the worst name ever, but it's interesting. And her nickname is Charlie. And my sister, it's funny because my sister, when she was pregnant, she was like, it's a boy. It's a boy. And I was like, nah, I think it's a girl. And then up until basically my sister gave birth or was in labor, that was when she changed her mind and said it was a girl. And then it turned out to be a girl. And then I said weeks later, I was like, wouldn't it be funny if Charleone actually ended up being trans and a trans boy, and then, like, you know, you were right all along. And she was like, that's kind of why I ended up, like, that's why she ended up, like, with Charleone, and then her nickname was Charlie, so that way, if she ended up, like, deciding later on that she was trans, she would have an easy name to switch to.
Right, yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. Anyways. All right, so we're scaring children.
And a huge shadow has appeared in Gwaily Plains.
Well,
Okay.
we're not scared.
Flies and swirls, summons down
I
fires,
mean-
all sorts of strange noises.
I would like to see.
Oh, so this is quite funny as well. Just sort of like, like a huge shadow flies and swirls, summons down fireballs, and makes all sorts of strange noises, kind
See,
of thing. Just
that
keep
sounds-
that's a very vivid, kind
Yeah.
of big.
That sounds like
description.
a
I
phoenix.
just- Right, yeah, that's the thing. That's like a.
Cases such
Whoa.
as these might
And then-
actually be worth our attention.
Test of courage doesn't sound like an advertisement. Sometimes drunkards pass by people's windows at night. That's nothing usual. The shadow in Gweely Plain sounds like it may be a ruin hunter. I don't know which one to pick. This one?
Ruin hunter. That would fit the description. But why has no one recognized it?
Because they're stupid, Chongyun. People are dumb.
Do you think I'm not deciphering these clues correctly?
They all sound pretty far-fetched. Perhaps I should just tell him that. Although they all seem far-fetched, I better not tell him that. He seems like quite persistent character. No, I don't know which one to pick. See, because if this was... So, again, this is just me being the person that I am and who I was raised. I absolutely would be like,
Would
you're
be the
fucking
first-
dumb.
Right.
I would have flat out fucking been like, nah, ghosts don't exist, my dude. You're wrong.
You're wrong. You're wrong, Yoon.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're wrong, Ian. Jesus Christ, Beau, no. So
See, it's another thing. You can either go with your sort of like your instincts or what you think might be right, and you
right,
can do.
here's the thing.
you know.
What I want to say is that you're fucking wrong, but that tells me that that's the wrong answer. Because I'm a bitch. like I don't know. I also have like my thing is that like you shouldn't lie to people because I think
No,
that's actually
right.
worse than telling the truth, even if the truth is gonna let them down. Like
Yeah, no.
that's-
I mean, yeah, that's the thing. There's like a again, for me, there's like a sort of tactful middle ground
See,
kind of
I'm not,
thing.
but
where you
that's the
can
thing.
tell
I'm not
people-
tactful,
but
so
yeah.
when I tell the truth, it's always just
It's
fucking
just,
rude.
yeah, it's just the truth, yeah.
It is the truth. There's no tact behind it because I don't know how to do that. Because like my thing is that like as an autistic person, I say things the way that I would want them to be said to be, which is straight the fuck forward. I don't care. Like, it doesn't hurt my feelings when people are straightforward. It hurts my feelings more when they try to add flowery language. Because at that point you're telling me that like, oh, you don't think I can handle the truth?
Yeah.
And like, don't get me wrong, like nobody should be outright mean, but like just sitting there and saying, "Hey, that's not that like whatever you just did there, it was bad." And it and I think you can do better.
Yeah, you don't want to be. That's the thing. Like when you just said flowery a minute ago, yeah, like you wouldn't want to sort of be like that or anything that's kind of like too indirect.
Right. And then it gets confusing.
You can still be direct. That's the thing. You can still be very direct. It's just it's good if you can be like, look, hey, can I just say something to you?
I
quickly?
just don't know where
And
the
then,
middle ground is, Beau.
I
I literally have no concept of where that middle ground is. Like, it just doesn't exist in my brain. It doesn't exist in my brain.
So what?
And then
what,
when people finally tell me, like, you could have said it like this, and then I'm like, oh, yeah, that's an option. Well, I'm a fucking asshole. Like, Jesus. Okay, I think I'm gonna go with the second option because my gut is telling me that what I would say in real life is probably the wrong thing. Maybe. Dear God, I hate this. Oh my God, I'm gonna fail.
I think the clue about the test of courage is the most relevant one I have so far.
Okay.
If strange things have been happening at the event, then evil spirits may well be the cause.
True. I mean, I guess if you believe in
there's an
that. Of course,
unusual
this is
requirement
Genshin.
for
They
this
do
event.
exist here.
You must be a team of
Hu
two
Tao
people
literally
in
has a
order to
friend ghost that
participate.
hangs around, so. There's a okay. Actually, that's quite normal. Or the aim is to strengthen the relationship between two participants. I'm gonna go with that one.
Strengthen the relationship?
Damn it, I did it
Sorry.
wrong.
I don't really get it.
I think it's all right. I can't really remember what the other one is,
If
but
you have the time, would you join me for
there are
this
going to be a
event?
lot of things where, like, kind of almost no matter what you say, like
seem to have
Chongyun
a
will just
good
be like a
eye for
bit
discerning these
confused and
clues.
stuff like
With
that.
your
So
attention
you're
and
good.
experience,
Okay, good.
sure
I'm
you'll track
confused
down
all
those
the
evil
time.
spirits in no time.
Okay, I'm free now
Thank you.
anyway. Oh, yay!
Oh,
Look
there
at
he
your
is.
smiley
Well,
face. I
you
love
didn't
it when
get
you
to
smile.
Aw.
He's adorable.
We should make haste. If there are evil spirits at the event, then things could get dangerous.
No, yeah, Chongyun is definitely an adorable gem. I love it.
Oh, good. And I know you mean that because if you didn't, you would just tell me directly you didn't.
Yeah, I would. I mean, everybody knows my feelings on child, so. I see. Here's the thing. Like, I understand that like looks are a thing, but the minute the child opens his fucking mouth, I can't stand him anymore. And it has no
Right.
like don't get me wrong, love Griffin Burns and I love his voice. It has to do with the fucking things he says that I'm
Yeah.
like, you're lying to everyone. Not okay with that. Super not okay with that. And also, the reason why your little brother almost killed himself is because you lied to him. Fuck you! Like, no, I am so on board the fuck you child train. Like, no, he can go to hell. He's lying to his little brother, and it almost killed his little brother. And instead of just telling his little brother the truth so that his little brother would go back to Shiznaya, he worried so much more about his own pride and how his brother looked at him. Like, no, fuck you, Tartaglia. You're the worst brother ever. I would absolutely tell you if I did not like your character because I don't like. It's the same thing like with D-Luke. Like, don't get me wrong, D-Luke is really powerful, but the minute that he opens his mouth and says like, not that I think he really has that. Like, I actually like him when he's in the bar. What I don't like is when he's on your team and you're sitting there and he's like, you really should have gotten the Knights of Favonius to handle this. And I'm like, well, then fine, fucking asshole. I'll get your fucking brother on my team instead. How about that? I'll get fucking Kaya. Fuck you. Like, if you don't want to be on my team, then have such strong feelings about these non-existent characters that are fake. Ooh, Uncle Gia, I believe, is how you. I'm gonna figure out.
Be careful, everyone. Pay close attention to your surroundings and stay vigilant once you enter.
I like that word, vigilant. I think it's a fun
Yeah,
word.
that's a good word.
And most importantly,
No, it wasn't
don't
Kaya
get
slander, it was
separated from
D-Luke
your
slander, and I
partner
said
when
I was
you're
going to
off on
replace
your
D-Luke
own.
with his brother Kaya,
You'll
because
most
clearly
certainly
Kaya
be
is a
in
better
for a
person.
scare if you go alone.
That's what I said. And I won't take it back. Kaya's better. Yeah.
Did you hear that? He's warning the event participants. Maybe something strange really did happen here.
Ooh, something
Let's
strange.
investigate.
In the
Okay.
neighborhood.
Welcome to the test of courage. You two must be very close friends.
Yes. Super close.
Actually,
I
we
just met him.
Yeah.
You said it! I'm so glad you said it in the game! I'm pretty sure he just introduced himself like 5 minutes ago, but okay.
No problem at all. Don't be shy. Just enjoy yourselves.
Okie day.
But please drink this before you enter the test of
Wait,
courage.
what? You're giving us a drink? I don't think we
mi-
should drink that drink.
a
We just met this
mystery
guy.
drink.
A mystery? No, we definitely should not drink it. Are we gonna drink it?
This drink will boost the yang energy inside your body and lift
What
your
the fuck
courage.
is yang energy? Hold on.
You're gonna learn a lot about Yang. Just a
I
heads up.
have a feeling we're about to do drugs. Am I? No, oh my god, Beau, am I wrong?
We just keep going and
Beau, are we about to do drugs?
no, it's not
Drugs.
drugs. But it's not drugs.
Drugs.
But like, just keep clicking through.
Not
Okay.
only that, but this drink will also allow you to see.
Oh
things
my
which
God,
you
we're doing
usually don't
drugs!
from the naked eye.
Okay, that sounds like drugs. That line sounds.
Yes, this sounds like
But it's
drugs.
not.
What the fuck,
That,
Beau?
that line is that line is.
Hold on. This
that line
went
does
to a
sound-
wait. We're barely in this fucking hangout, and we just met Chongyun 5 minutes ago, and now we're already at a fucking party where we're doing drugs. We're Beau! Beau, why are you quiet? It makes me nervous.
Because I find it funny.
God damn it, Beau! I like how he ends it with pretty exciting, huh? Like, you're giving us drugs!
No, that's like it is very strange to just sort of come up to this event and then it's like, here, have this drink.
It's
like,
gonna make
wait,
you
what?
see
Like,
shit! And I'm like, what? This is like when Paimon mentioned that there was possibly certain mushrooms that they may or may not have tasted. That's like actually in the game. I had to say that line once.
Oh wow.
Yeah, that's like actually a thing. So, you know, pretty sure we're about to do drugs. Let's go.
Yang energy?
Oh, good, you question it. Thank God.
That's right. Ghosts are said to be full of yin energy.
Okay.
So more yang energy will surely deter them.
What? This sounds wrong.
Oh, I've never heard of such a drink. Is it a secret recipe?
Perhaps
Or maybe some kind of potion?
Perhaps it's all just psychological, or I think you might have misunderstood this whole test of courage thing. I think we should. Ooh. Okay, again, my gut says to say this, but that's because I would say this. I would
Yeah.
absolutely be like, pretty sure this test of courage thing is not what you thought it was, and I'm pretty sure we're about to do drugs. Which that just tells me I should answer with this one.
Possibly. But why bother exaggerating it so much then?
Because we're about to do drugs?
But if this drink really does boost yang energy, then it's potentially dangerous for me.
Yeah, because it's drugs!
You see, I have a very rare
It's
constitution
potentially
called
dangerous
pure
because
yang
it's
spirit.
drugs! I am so sad that Paimon has no lines here. Because I would have improv the fuck out of this script. Bo, I
Such
Great.
a constitution allows me to scare away evil spirits.
Okay.
But it also makes me prone to emotional impulses.
What? You have an anger problem? Chongyun has an anger problem? Is that
Well,
what-
I mean, that's what he says.
Okay. I just want to point out this with your character design. I love the way that they did Chongyun's eyes.
Yeah.
They look really cool.
I am constantly focusing to keep my mind and body in a normal state,
Okay.
which usually works until I suffer from some external stress.
Oh, I suffer external stress every day, my dude. I get it.
Come now. Put that serious expression on your face, lad. You aren't worried about the drink. are
You aren't worried
Oh
about the
no,
drink, are
I'm
you?
very
Yes!
worried. I'm
Yes,
very worried. Also, why are we calling him uncle? I don't know this man. Are we really about to take a drink from a stranger? No, this is
It's
bad.
delicious and quite
This is
effective, if
teaching
I
all
do say
kinds of
so
wrong
myself.
stuff.
There's nothing to worry about.
No, I think there's a lot to worry about, my good sir.
Or if you're still unsure, perhaps only one of you could take the drink. The person who takes the drink can protect the one who doesn't.
The fuck?
It'll be exciting either way.
Okay, wait, hold on. So you're this. Okay. So I am too afraid to do any sort of psychedelic type thing because seeing things that are not there is not on my priority list at all. But I've had plenty of friends that have tried certain things that make you see things. And I remember that every time they fucking did, they'd call me because they knew I was sober. And they'd be like, I'm seeing stuff and I'm scared. And I'd be like, okay, I'm fucking coming over. And so here's the thing.
Oh, wow.
Uncle Gia here is now advocating that only one of us take the drink, so only one of us starts seeing shit. And that way the other person who's sober can be the safe friend that can drive you to the hospital if you get too high. This game is rated T for teen. I just want to point that out. This game is rated T for teen. I mean, if you're gonna do drugs, at least having a person who's sober is the safe way to do them. I can't right now. This is definitely not what I expected. Beau, I can't. I'm so glad you told me nothing. Dear God.
It's hard to refuse when you put it that way.
What? That's how you respond? Okay, Beau, I need what was your reaction when you realized that Chongyun is definitely advocating for you to take definitely drugs?
Well, I mean, for me, I, in all honesty, I didn't really sort of super see it that way because much like Chongyun, I'm kind of very sort of serious, and I'll kind of always take things at like face value first.
Oh
So,
no!
again,
no,
in
you're
Chongyun-
just
in-
so
in
innocent
Chongyun-
that you didn't realize.
Basically, yeah, like sort of like because again, like Chongyun is just thinking about ghosts and demons and spirits and exercising.
Okay, Beau,
and
you're
about
never allowed
kind
to
of-
go to a party without a friend because somebody needs to stop you from taking drinks from strangers, apparently. Because what you're telling me is that's what you would do.
No, that I wouldn't. That
Okay, thank God.
that I wouldn't. That again, it's sort of, it is funny how it's just kind of like not having this drink is like never, at least to my recollection, I don't think not having the drink is never a choice kind of thing.
Oh no,
So,
somebody is gonna
but-
drink this
Un-
drink.
so under those constraints, that's why it's kind of like I understand kind of thing. Given that
Uh-huh.
like drink will be consumed, that's why that's why it's kind of like, well, when you put it that way, it makes sense because it's like, well, yeah, with the constraint of like one of us is having the drink, like yeah, one person having it and one not is a smart thing to do. Like that's kind of how I.
I mean,
you know,
again,
sort of
if
see
you're
it,
gonna try
but-
drugs for the first time, that's the safe way to do it. But also, please don't do drugs, guys.
Yeah.
Just why? And definitely don't take drinks from a man named Uncle that is not your uncle.
Yeah, that one definitely.
Oh no. Okay, let's both drink. Oh no. If you lose control, I'll be sure to take care of you. Not if you both take it! Let me drink it alone? Oh god. Now I definitely don't know what to pick. What I want to say is let me drink it alone so that way Chongyun can be the sober one to save me if I need to go to the hospital.
I think that sounds good.
Oh yeah? Okay, I'm gonna go with that.
All right, here it is. Please drink it slowly.
See, everything that Uncle is saying to me says that the drink is drugged. Make sure you drink it slowly. So that
We
way-
now have Chongyun to take care of you if things go south.
Well, thank God. After finishing the drink. Okay.
Yes, that's it. You did great. You two may enter now.
I have
Aga-
no high
Again,
hopes.
bizarre requirement. Like, can't come in unless you have this drink. But there we go.
We're going up here. Oh, wait, tell your Brianna story.
Oh, well, hang on.
Damn it,
Just
I went
'cause,
too
um,
close.
Courage. Oh, there are more people here than I imagined.
Okay, now tell your Brianna story.
Well, okay, there are sort of two Brie things, but so just like if you haven't seen part 1 from last week, go watch it when it's on YouTube. Maybe you're even watching this and it is on YouTube. Maybe even this right here you're listening to on YouTube. But like I said last week, I sort of did like several trips to America before I eventually moved here.
Mm-hmm.
Hang on a sec. Oh,
Bless
sorry,
you.
had a dry spot there.
Mhm.
I did like I did like 3 trips to America to like learn and network and sort of soak up the voiceover world here in LA and stuff like
Mhm.
that. And I said during my first trip, I went to like a voiceover convention, like this popular voiceover convention they used to do, and I went to it and I had this like amazing fun time and everything like that for people who kind of remember last week.
Mhm.
And what happened was, so that was like 2012, and this is like years later, like 2016, 2017. And I think it was when I was watching like Seven Deadly Sins, and I was looking up like voices in it, who plays who, and I saw that Brie played Elaine,
Mhm.
and and it was and if there was like someone you two or whatever, I like look up what else they'd done, and I'd like follow them on Twitter or their Facebook fan page or something like that. And I'd seen that Brie had voiced a few other things I liked as well, like in Fire Emblem. So I was kind of
Mhm.
like, oh, I'll go check out this Brie girl on social media, give her a follow, give her a like, whatever kind of thing. And I
Mhm.
go on Facebook, and I start typing in her name, and Facebook kind of has like the auto suggestions,
Right.
and it had so there's like kind of Brianna Knickerbocker profile, Brianna Knickerbocker, photos, Brianna Knickerbocker, page, Brianna Knickerbocker, photos with you and her, Brianna Knickerbocker groups. And I was like, wait, go back one. Photos of me and Brianna Knickerbocker, sort of thing. And I was like, what? And I sort of looked at it and I was like, what the heck? I don't have photos with this part. Like, what? I've never, again, like I'd been to America a few times, but I'd been in England for a while. So I was kind of like, this doesn't make any sense.
Right.
And my first, and again, this all took place in like the space of like half a second, this thinking, like, wait, what? I haven't had a picture with her, have I? Like, did I meet a girl named Brie in one of my trips? Again, I met a lot of people in my classes and stuff. But I was like, no, no, I definitely didn't. Like, I kind of generally remembered the people I met and stuff.
Right.
And definitely, like, if I had a picture with them,
You'd
like,
remember that.
yeah, so I was just like, what? Like, da. And then, and then I was like, maybe there's one of those like things where like you get sort of those sort of like type at and then a letter and there you're like paladin and there you're mage and there you're whatever and
Oh,
all this stuff.
yeah.
And I was like, maybe it's one of those, and I was like, no, I never get tagged in those. So I was just like racking my brain trying to think what it could be.
Mhm.
And I scroll down and I like look at the picture and I kind of am like, oh, I know what that is. And it was so again, this is from like 2016, 2017, whatever. But I'm looking at a picture from that convention in 2012, and there was a thing they did on like the final day. The final day was a Saturday, and they did a thing. They had like Bunny Slipper Saturday because, as this like past year has shown, especially like you can record voiceover in your PJs kind of thing, and that was like a fun thing. They were like, oh, you can record VO in your PJs. So they kind of were like, oh, you can wear like your PJs on the Saturday, or if you don't want to wear like your PJs, wear regular clothes, but then like wear bunny slippers or some kind of fuzzy slippers or something, funny slippers or something like that. And I actually bought a pair of like Super Mario, the like 1-up green mushroom slippers, to like have at this convention. And they did a big picture with everyone, with like their slippers. We all like posed with our slippers, and I look at this picture and I'm going through the tags on it, and I look close to it, and like a few feet away from me is Bree holding up some slippers. And I was like, what? And like I've been next to this person kind of thing, like a few feet away from this person, and I had no idea. And they've been in like Fire Emblem and these anime and stuff like that, and it was just like, what? Like that's so
hilarious,
wild. And then it was kind of nuts because when I actually moved out here, I went to watch Eric Kimura wrestle. He like wrestles.
I love watching his wrestling.
It's so much fun.
We have to go when it starts up again. We'll go together.
I know a bunch of like I know a bunch of people probably see a lot of voice actors who like really.
Oh no, you cut out.
Oh no, am I here?
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So there are a lot of like voice actors who like wrestling. I'm not like one of them, but watching Eric wrestle is so much fun.
Like,
but that's watching Eric's thing is like so much fun.
It's so much fun, and like that's the thing is that like I'm not really into WWE, but Eric like the pro wrestling, professional pro wrestling, whatever the fuck it's called. That one is just so over the top that it's funny and stupid, and I think that's the way that wrestling needs to be.
It's just like silly, good entertainment.
Yeah, when it's too serious, I'm like, you guys are faking it. Like, be funny. Give me something that's like ridiculous.
Like, they wear like ridiculous costumes and stuff like that. That's the thing. It's not just people in like capes and underwear. It's like people in like Count Chocula costumes.
There's Nessie the Loch Ness Monster, and it's my favorite.
Like that, you know. And like monsters and
Nessie the Loch Ness Monster as a wrestler is my favorite because watching, I don't know who the fuck is wearing that costume, but they need a pay raise because just getting into the ring with that big long neck and the head on top, watching them get into the ring is the funniest fucking shit. And they don't even start fighting yet. And I'm just like, this is hilarious. This is the best moment in this whole thing, and they haven't even started fighting. I love it.
But that's the thing. I went to watch him wrestle one day, and I actually like Bree came along as well. Like I saw her and Eric.
Oh yeah, she loves going.
And I think that might have actually been her first time going. Funnily enough, the one that sort of started it all for her. But that's the thing. I saw them. So kind of afterwards, sort of went out, and I was like, oh, hopefully I'll get to like say hi or whatever kind of thing. Like meet up with like Eric and my other friends, and then we'll get to all say hi. But she like had an early session or something. She like had to go off. So I got to meet Erica that day, which was great, really cool because she's great. But yeah, I got to meet her, but like I didn't get to meet Bree. And there was one point where like she like walked right past my seat, and I was like in like a front row kind of thing. So she literally was like walking like right in front of my knees. So I was like, so again, I was kind of like, so hang on, wait, let me get this straight. Like in 2012, I was like a few feet away from her, and today she was like an inch away from my knees. And I still haven't like met this person. Like I still haven't talked to this person. It was just nuts. And then I did finally get to meet her. There was like one of the, I like sat next to her, and I was just determined to say, because I was like sat next to her, and I was like, if I have sat next to this person for an hour, and we still don't get to say hi to one another, this is ridiculous.
Yeah.
So luckily it did happen, and she's great at it. So we did finally get to talk. But yeah, it was funny. Like basically, I had this like, I don't know, like 6-year journey of meeting Bree in a weird way. Like we're both at the place at the same time.
Very slow meeting.
But then it just took ages for us to actually finally have a conversation with one.
Yeah.
Which was nuts. So I do have another thing later, but I've just spent ages talking, and I want us to see how this drink went. How's
Yeah.
the drink affecting you?
They could all be
Pretty
in grave
sure the
danger if there
traveler's
really
high,
is
but
an
you
evil
know, we'll
spirit
get
here.
there.
We must get to the bottom of this.
You mean the bottom of this drink?
I'm not too sure where we should start. But I know we'll find something once we start looking. These innocent participants are completely oblivious to the potential danger here. We'll need to protect them.
Okay.
What? Please, enlighten me.
This one?
You mean being scared is like entertainment to them? I see. Maybe you're right. I'm certainly a stranger to entertainment.
Do you not
after
know how to
all.
have fun? Shoot, maybe
No.
you should have drank the drink. Damn it.
I mostly spend my time purging evil spirits and practicing thaumaturgy.
Yo, I love thaumaturgy in D&D. I think it's an unutilized, very unutilized cantrip. I do so much dumb shit with thaumaturgy.
Besides training, I also need to constantly focus on my own emotions to avoid losing control.
I don't think you've ever lost control.
So I
ever.
rarely have any time for leisure activities. I'm completely unfamiliar with what others would consider entertainment.
Okay.
Well, either way, let's check the area for any evil spirits just in case. Where should we start?
Over here, apparently.
Oh, this is funny.
This is all your fault.
Oh,
This place nearly scared me to death.
oh, it's me in real life.
All right, don't lose your temper. We're leaving now, okay?
Wait. Who voices that dude?
To think I used to believe you were brave.
But this is different.
Excuse me, but I couldn't help but overhear your conversation. Did you perchance encounter an evil spirit? If so, I'm here to track it.
Aw, that's so cute! He's like, yeah, let me know what the spirit is!
Who are you? No, I didn't see anything, so don't ask.
But, okay.
So please just leave me alone. I don't know what you're talking about, and I certainly don't want anything to do with an evil spirit.
Oh, God.
My apologies. Perhaps you misunderstood what I meant. I only wish to know what the spirit looks like and which way it went so we could track it down.
Yo, Chongyun, I think they're just having a bad trip. It's all good, man.
Can't describe its appearance. Then at least show us the way it went.
Show you the way? No, I'm not going anywhere.
Yeah, dude, Chongyun, you're not supposed to move people when they're having a bad trip, my dude. What the fuck?
No, we're not taking you anywhere. I'm just asking you to show us.
Chongyun is learning a really good lesson right now. How to deal with people that are having bad trips. That's what we're learning today. Oh, thank you, sad bisexual artist.
Ugh, no, forget it.
Oh, God, poor Chongyun.
All right, that's enough. Listen, if you keep talking like that, she might actually end up believing in that nonsense.
Yeah, she's just having a bad trip.
Can't you see she's terrified enough already? You could go find whatever strange things you're looking for on your own.
My apologies. I didn't mean to frighten her. Yes, I'm just trying to hunt the evil spirit you mentioned to prevent it from hurting anyone.
Isn't it a bit strange for an exorcist to come to the test of courage looking for evil spirits?
Is it?
Oh, I think I get it now. But we didn't say anything about a ghost or spirit. I think you misunderstood us.
Yo, why does this guy kind of look like Zach Aguilar? Fucking tell me I'm wrong right now. I was gonna take a picture and send it to him. I'm like, this guy, this fucking dude looks exactly like you. The fuck?
If his next line is about super chats, like, that's it.
I'm not wrong. It looks like Zach.
No, it actually, it does.
It looks
you're
exactly
not,
like that.
You're not,
Zach.
you're not wrong. It does look. I mean, we actually played through this together, and that didn't come up. But you're not wrong.
Yo, Zach, this dude looks exactly like you. I'm tweeting it. Boom. It looks exactly like Zach. Lou Zach, oh no. It's Lou Zhang is his name. Yeah, all you have to change it to is Lou Zach. That's great.
I brought my girlfriend here to have some fun, but instead she got frightened by all this spooky atmosphere. Now we'll just have to go home. I'm not too sure what you're looking for, but we did see some dark shadows making strange noises.
Thank you very much. That's very
So
helpful.
how's the traveler trip doing? Well, so far the traveler hasn't seen
Well, you heard
anything.
It seems something unusual is going on here. But why would they ever want to come here if they get scared so easily?
It's a game.
Interesting. I have never had any fear of evil spirits, so perhaps I'm unable to understand their feelings. It's
What?
amazing that you're able to pick up on that. Good thing I brought you as my partner.
Okay, Beau.
Anyway, let's keep searching
I
the
have
area.
to say this just because I've noticed a few things about Chongyun.
Yes.
Now, obviously, this is not canon. This is just me noticing things. But it seems like Chongyun might be autistically coded.
That is kind of something which, again, this isn't like a canon thing or anything. There is definitely like a kind of, I think basically there's just been like a bit of a, sort of, again, like, very kind of like, sort of overzealously trained in, like his thaumaturgy and
Well,
exorcism and
it seems
everything.
like the
And he's-
exorcism
and he's
stuff is
just
his
not-
special interest.
and
He's
and he-
very almost like, I don't want to say monotone, but he's very almost mono-emotional,
which
which
he's
can be
kind of just
a trait of autism.
Right.
Can, and not saying all autistic people are like that, but it can be an autistic trait.
he's just not very in tune with
He's
other
definitely not in tune
thing.
with other people's emotions because like, here's the one thing that I've noticed with people with autism: you either are super in tune to other people's emotions or you're not at all. Like it's one or the other. And so yeah, I kind of feel like Chongyun is a little bit autistically coded. Again, not canon, guys. This is me making up my own theory.
Again, because some of it, because again, like Chongyun kind of literally said earlier about the kind of, being unfamiliar with, like, fun. And that's kind of just to do with, like, how you've kind of, like, lived your life kind of thing.
Right.
So Chongyun isn't really, Chongyun just isn't really familiar with, like, what regular people do and how regular people are. So it's not necessarily like, say, oh, he's autistic, but there's definitely, like, kind of,
There's
kind of things
traits
that
that
there's
resemble
kind of traits.
autistic traits.
Exactly, yeah, because of the sort of life that he's led. There's definitely kind of like comparable things. Like, yeah, that is definitely something
Because I would
I've kind of
also
been
say that, like,
aware of.
One of the things with autism is that, like, autistic people generally have a problem with tone, and when we're really worried about it, like he is, we tend to almost tone ourselves down to the point where it looks like we just don't have any emotions ever.
Right.
And it's because we're so afraid of, because if we do ever let our emotions be seen, we show them at 1,000%. So when we're mad, it's like 1,000% mad. When we're happy, it's 1,000% happy. And then we start stimming in both of those situations, and then we look weird. So what happens is, like, when we mask, we almost take a dial and tone all of our emotions down to 0, and do it too much to the point where it's like, okay, and now I have nothing. And that kind of feels like what Chongyun is doing.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah. Like, it feels like Chongyun is especially because he is worried. Yeah, I'm autistic. Yes, I am. Oh, fuck. I did not mean to do that. I dropped my controller. Oops. Well, I wasted my ult. It's fine. It'll come back. He also gets overstimulated. Yeah. He's definitely autistically coded. So yeah. It's funny because I've also said, like, don't get me wrong, not all the characters that I have voiced are autistic. Like, I don't think, like, Mizuki's not autistic. She just has dealt with some shit. Like just because I voice a character and I'm autistic doesn't mean the characters that I voice are autistic, right?
Yeah.
Like, I would not say Somali is autistic at all. Somali might be ADHD, but she's not autistic. But Paimon, though, I have said many a time I'm like, MiHoYo, I'm pretty sure you made an autistic character accidentally, and then you hired an autistic person to play the autistic character. Because, like, it's just really funny because Paimon, a lot of the times, is the person that I'll be like, wait a minute, the fuck?
Yeah.
You know? And be like,
Yeah.
pretty sure that's not how it goes. Pretty sure. And then also Paimon does have, like, Paimon generally has a lot more emotions than everybody else in this world. I don't think if anybody has really noticed that. But like, you know, again, Paimon, like, when Paimon's mad, Paimon's fucking mad. When Paimon's happy, Paimon's super happy. And it's because, like, again, when autistic people don't have any control over their emotions and stuff, they feel that all of their emotions at 1,000% and get overstimulated. Paimon also, you know, there's been plenty of people that'll be like, Paimon is so smart with some things and then so dumb with others. And I'm like, yeah, the things that Paimon is really smart with are the special interests. That's what a special interest is, and that's why Paimon's dumb with everything else, because it's not their special interest, so of course they know nothing about it. It's why, like, it's really funny when somebody calls me super smart, and I'm like, you know, the only reason why I am specifically smart in this one area is because I happen to have a special interest in it. Otherwise,
Yeah, right.
otherwise, if you add, like, it's like, I have specific special interests within moments in history, but if you were to ask me about other moments in history that were not a special interest, I would be like, well, stuff happened.
Yeah.
I know stuff happened. That's about it. So, you know, yeah, that's that again, headcanon, this is not real canon, it's headcanon. Yeah, stuff happened.
Because for me, like, I sort of see those tendencies in the sort of people side of things. Like, they're sort of things where it's kind of like it because of that stuff.
Right.
But then with, like, the emotional side of things, I kind of see that there's kind of two things that I kind of see it as. It's just kind of, one is kind of more, I don't know, there are just certain things where, like, you need a certain sort of aptitude. I can't think of the word. There are just certain things in this world where you need to have a certain kind of mindset and attitude and temperament. And to sort of do what he does, Chongyun kind of needs the sort of low-key kind of temperament that he has. But then honestly, I feel like a lot of my Britishness kind of plays well into Chongyun about the kind of, like, not showing emotions and kind of keeping everything within a sort of like a window rather than like a kind of like all over the place. Like Chongyun kind of lives a lot in like a similar area kind of thing. And I feel like that's a very kind of British thing, you know, sort of stiff upper lip, all this other stuff, like don't show your emotions. So it's interesting hearing you speak about it. Those are kind of, and then the things I just said are some of the things that I kind of draw from in terms of my kind of personal feelings and understandings of Chongyun. I don't know all of these sort of, I guess, kind of like, intended understandings of Chongyun, but that's just the stuff that I kind of pull from, just for anyone who's kind of interested in sort of my thinking, just about him and stuff, about like those emotions and stuff like that. And then it's interesting, yeah. And then it's interesting about like the yang energy and stuff like that. He talks as if he sort of always talks as if he's Bruce Banner, but like no one's ever seen the Hulk.
Right.
So I don't know if like we'll ever you know how much of the sort of like kind of full-on yang energy side of Chongyun we may or may not get to see in the future. It'll be interesting if it's a thing that comes up more, because it's always about the sort of like keeping the yang energy
right
down. And we've never, and I don't think there are moments in this where you kind of see what happens if it starts to go up, but to my knowledge, there hasn't really been anything where you see what happens if it like gets to be like fully unleashed or anything like that. So I kind of don't know what would kind of happen to Chongyun, whether again he would kind of like lose control or whether he'd just feel kind of sick.
Right.
So, this is the next couple.
Yeah,
this is
the
funny.
next people.
Yeah, this is funny. Yeah, there are all these couples and they're really funny. This one's funny.
Don't come over here again.
Oh God.
Seriously, just leave me alone.
Okay.
Why must you be so obstinate?
That's a big
Calm
word.
down. It's not.
Yeah, I know, right?
No, don't even bother.
Obstinate.
You think I don't know what you're doing?
Stop! Not a step closer.
Oh Jesus,
Don't
what?
be afraid. I'll exercise it right now.
Exercise it.
Who are you? And what are you talking about?
Wait, what? Oh, he's just a person?
I love it.
Just-
Seems
He's
I
just a
made
person.
mistake. After
Oh,
seeing her act
no.
so violently, I thought for sure an evil spirit was trying to harm her.
Nah, it's not like that at all. She's just throwing a tantrum.
Excuse me, sir.
A
Yeah,
tantrum?
there we go.
This is supposed to be a date, you know.
And she is way out of your
We're
league.
Finally here.
I know,
Going
right?
anywhere, and you just want to hang around the entrance. What's the point in that?
All right, fine. I was just about to walk in with you. Look, I'm sorry. I'm just a little bit scared, that's all. That's why I've been stalling. I was
Then why'd you
wrong,
ask her
okay?
out?
Now that someone else is here, let's take a moment to calm down.
Damn it, I don't know what to say. This one.
I wasn't thinking clearly. It was pure impulse.
I'm sorry. Please, forgive me. Will you give me another chance?
Fine.
Okay, good. He
I know I
apologized.
shouldn't have yelled at you.
Oh,
No, you
Yes,
should have yelled
it
at
doesn't
him.
matter anymore.
He's
You're
about to mess
still
up
the
in
best,
3,
babe.
2, 1.
Who said you could call me babe?
Yeah, isn't?
So annoying.
I have a
You
feeling this
really
is a
are,
first
Nikki?
date, and it definitely shouldn't call somebody
Why
babe
in
on
such
the
a dangerous
first date.
place like this? Perhaps we should just leave them alone.
Yeah, I would have punched him. If somebody calls me babe on the first date, you will die.
These are traces left by an evil spirit. No doubt about it.
Okay, sure,
the
Jan.
traces are quite weak, though. So there are only two possibilities. Either the spirit that left the traces is very weak,
Mm-hmm.
or it has already left for some time now.
Okay.
Either way, these possibilities prove my hunch that there's indeed an evil spirit here.
Does it? Are evil spirits the reason why Wulong Hill is so gloomy all the time?
No, I don't think so. There have been many rumors regarding the cause of Wulong Hill's gloomy aura, but nothing is certain.
Okay. Pretty sure it's just because Hu Tao hangs out there.
Although, once it became the murky place we see now, it also began to attract more evil spirits.
Oh yeah, once
These
this
traces
like
lead us
chat is
one
done,
step
I'll
closer to finding
say
an
my
evil
my
spirit.
my Hootal thing.
Oh, yeah.
That yeah, because oh it is okay. There we go.
There you go.
So I sort of said this. So when I did when I joined Chris on his stream and he did these quests, an interesting question came up. Someone asked like, "Oh, is there like a particular song that kind of comes to mind when you think of Chongyun or
Oh,
kind of
right.
a
You
music
said
you
you had
associate
you
with him?"
only had a song for Hu
Yeah.
Tao.
And I was kind of like, no, I don't, because I'm not really much of a music guy or anything.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't really know like songs or bands or anything. I'm just like, I enjoy listening to music, but
Which
I
is
just kind of
crazy because then how
stuck-
does Kira allow you to live in her house without knowing who David Bowie is?
I know that one. As much as I enjoy listening to music, I just
Mhm.
don't have, my brain just doesn't know anything about it and just doesn't take in anything about it.
Mhm.
So I was like, I don't have a song for Chongyun, but I weirdly do have one for Hu Tao. And again,
Mhm.
I like haven't been able to play this game or anything. So it's like, well, how do you have a song if you don't know music and you don't know Genshin Impact? How do you have a song for Hu Tao? And it's like, well, it's because of Corina, because Core, you did a TikTok with Bree
Mhm.
ages ago,
Yeah.
where you kind of did a thing where you were like, Hu Tao, and then Bree was like, no, me Tao. I'm Tao kind of thing. Sort of thing. It was a fun little thing. And something about that kind of got in my head, and I was like, Hu Tao, me Tao, Hu Tao, me Tao, Hu Tao, me Tao. So and I was sort of thinking about that, and for some reason my brain then goes to Guardians of the Galaxy, And basically what happens, and so I kind of like the song I kind of think of is because of like the hoo tao me tao thing. I sort of go, hopefully I can do this. Hopefully my throat isn't too dry. But I sort of like think, hoo tao me tao, hoo tao me tao, hoo tao me tao, hoo tao me tao. I can't help this feeling. Hoo tao me
You're a
tao,
good
hoo tao me
singer.
deep inside of me. Hoo tao me tao, hoo tao me tao. Girl, you just don't realize what you do to me. And that's the song I think of. That song from Guardians of the Galaxy is the one I think of when I think of Hoo Tao.
Okay, hold on. You're not into music, but then you fucking sing like an angel? Fuck you!
I'm not into music. I just I don't know. So, like my parents are like the worst people at knowing song lyrics. Like my mum just makes up song lyrics to songs and will like add extra beats, and I'm just kind of like, those aren't the words. Like, and they're like really like obvious songs, like Disney songs, where like people know the words and she'll like still get them wrong.
You
And
don't
my
need to know
dad
the
is,
words
like-
to be a good singer. Fuck the
and my-
words.
And my dad will like get them wrong as well. And so like genetically, I just don't have it in me to like remember song lyrics very well. And then, but I do. But that's the thing. But I like music and feel like I've sort of have musicality and stuff. I just don't know which bands are which and who is who and all that kind of. That's the stuff that I don't know.
Yeah.
But that song, but hooked on a feeling is my Hoo Tao song because of your TikTok. Because like Hoo Tao Me Tao, and I just think of that like ooga chaka, but with the like Hoo Tao Me Tao kind of thing. So
That's so funny. I like that.
so I mean, that's the thing. Maybe we'll try and come up with forever, but
Wow.
but that's the one I
At
think
least we
of
found
for.
some useful clues.
They're all calling you Songyun now.
We'll need to keep searching further in.
Oh, I love it.
We gotta keep searching.
But to avoid alerting the
That
evil
is
spirit,
great.
perhaps I should wait here.
Wait, what? You're
When
not
we were
coming?
collecting
But I'm
clues
tripping
just now,
balls right now,
we
aren't
were
I?
still unsure whether any evil spirit is actually here or not. But now that
You don't,
possibility seems higher,
Chongyun, you don't
it
leave
would
the
be
person
wise
who
to
took
proceed
drugs
more
alone.
cautiously.
What's wrong with you? Okay, Beau, we need to teach Chongyun proper etiquette when taking drugs.
Our
Chongyun,
efforts will be
going back to
wasted if my
Scooby Doo,
yang
actually,
energy
we're
stays
about
in the
to
spirit body.
go into the Scooby Doo school of investigating, which is to everyone split up.
Oh, yeah.
Besides, I trust your capability.
Also,
and
highly
experience
suggest
as an
splitting up your
adventurer.
party in D&D. It always creates great moments. You might all die, but it'll be a good story getting there. I'm just saying.
Oh, I think that he just said a bunch of stuff which is actually kind of like, I mean, it's not important to the quest, but it's just important to his character. So again, earlier he was kind of saying he has the pure yang spirit.
Right.
And there's like the yin and the yang, but Chongyun is kind of like overloaded with the yang energy. And as Uncle Gia said, ghosts don't like yang energy. So basically, Chongyun kind of has a natural disposition that scares away
Yeah, he's like
spirits and demons.
It's like he's like, you know, stay away. Whatever.
Yeah, so I think what he kind of just said was that the reason we should kind of split up for a bit is just because kind of if we go together, we'll just scare off any spirits we encounter. But if we split up, you might have a chance of kind of finding it because my yang energy won't scare it off, kind of thing.
Right.
And then
But
he's
didn't
kind
I
of saying,
just
but if you
drink
do
the drink
find
with a whole bunch of yang drug energy?
yes, but that's how high my yang energy.
Oh, okay.
That even Uncle Gia juice isn't gonna.
Which is definitely
compete
drugs.
with
I'm sorry. There is sorry. Next time I record with Genshin, I'm gonna have a chat with them and be like, okay, so this Chongyun story that I did not get to voice any lines in, which I am mad about now because you guys did drugs in it and you didn't have me do any lines. Again, I would have improv the fuck out of it.
All right. Thank you.
All right, we're gonna go up to this house. Whee. Look for signs of evil spirits. I have a feeling that I have to. Is that what I do? Nope, that is not what I do. Oh, there's a dude here.
I'm beat. Finally,
Oh, I went
I
too
wonder
fast.
if I
Oh
took
well.
things a little too far.
You didn't
seem
miss
scared
too
of
much,
it
I
in
don't
mine.
think.
He's the ghost! The dick?
Huh? Hey, you shouldn't be here. Never mind. I assume you overheard me
I'd
anyway.
heard everything.
I work here pretending to be a ghost, but now's my break time, so I took off my costume. I get all hot and stuffy wearing that thing.
Okay. So there were no real ghosts here, or it's all planned to scare people, right? That one.
Of course. How could there be real ghosts here? No one wants to see a real ghost, neither us nor the participants. They just come here for
So
the
basically, this is
atmosphere,
just like a
or should I
haunted,
say, the chance. Everyone wants the chance
what do you
to
call
feel
them?
the thrill of
Haunted
excitement.
tour?
People find
Yeah, kind of like
themselves
a
in
haunted
scary
house, but
situation,
without
they'll
the
say
house
things
kind
that
of
they
thing.
never dare
So
say
an
loud.
interesting thing, because I didn't actually, I didn't realize this when I was recording it, which is kind of perfect. But like when I did the stream with Zach, he was like, "Oh, test of courage, that's like a thing kind of thing." And I was like, "Wait, what?" And it was like, "Oh yeah, no, that's like a thing. Like he'd like seen it in anime or something. Like it is a thing where it's kind of like." But he was like, "Oh, isn't that the thing where it's kind of like, oh, it's spooky, kind of thing?" And I was like, "Wait, that's like a real thing?" It's like, "Yeah, I think I've like seen it in anime or something."
Yeah.
So yeah, basically, it's kind of just like this fun. Like I thought it was just something very specific to Genshin kind of thing.
No,
Oh, this is
it's
called the
like a
test of
thing in
courage.
anime where like, yeah, it's basically a haunted house, and if you can make it all the way through, you're like this courageous
Ooh,
person.
yeah, but the thing I didn't know that because I haven't got to watch loads and loads of anime, so I kind of went. So again, I kind of went into this kind of which was great because basically the thing about these is that Chongyun is always like very kind of serious and takes things at kind of face value. And if there's like any chance of like a ghost being there, that's kind of the assumption he's gonna make,
Right, but
kind
he's
of thing.
taking it seriously that this
So
is a test of courage for real.
yeah, and that there are ghosts and spirits, and yeah, so. So it was kind of perfect that I didn't know that a test of courage was like a thing because I took it really seriously. I was kind of like, oh, it might just be a thing that kind of friends do or something. Like, like I kind of got that it was like an event, but I didn't know that it was kind of like this fun, perhaps even like a little bit in cheek kind of thing. And I kind of, yeah, like I thought it maybe was like some kind of serious event, but it was just going to be one like without ghosts or something like that. Whereas, so it was kind of perfect that I kind of took it as this way more serious thing that it actually is as well.
Because
yeah, I didn't know. So it was kind of perfect.
That's great.
Okay. I should get back to work now. Hope you and whoever you're here with have a fun time.
Okay. We did that. Oh no. It literally says Killjoy. Tell Chongyun the truth. Damn it! See, that's calling me out because I am a Killjoy in real life.
No, you're fine. You're not a Killjoy.
No, I'm pretty sure I am.
Well, you're a Killjoy, but you're not a Buzzkill.
Oh, okay, fair. I'll take that. All right, Chongyun.
You're back. How did it go? So
I'm
that's
sorry,
what's
my
going on here?
dude. I'm sorry. Oh no, I feel
No
bad.
evil spirits? No danger? It's all just a setup?
Yeah. I'm gonna say this.
Yeah, there we go.
Oh no, I broke his heart.
Oh.
So I was wrong again. In
Wait,
that
again?
case,
You
I
were
suppose
wrong
there's no
again?
reason for us to linger
You've
here
been
any
wrong
longer.
before? Beau? Okay, now I don't feel so bad. Because here's the thing. If you've been wrong before, what makes you think you'd be right now? Beau! No, I don't feel bad. Chongyun's not learning from his mistakes. Oh god, remember that stray mist we found earlier? I would like to investigate further. Maybe do that, yeah.
Yes. That was proof of an evil spirit's presence. But
I
we
don't
can't
know
be
if it
sure
was
the spirit's
proof.
still here. Actually, I would also like to investigate that further. You're
Yeah.
right. I'll focus my mind and spirit.
Aw, see, I made him
Perhaps
smile
it'd be more
again.
effective
Yay.
for us to split up.
No.
Evil spirits will keep their distance if they sense the power of
Chongyun's
my
trying,
pure yang
okay?
spirit. So
Bruh.
you'll be more likely to find one if you're on your own.
Ah, right. The thing. Then I'll wait for you to come and defeat it. I might defeat it. Yeah, there we go.
Yes, that would be best. Just keep it distracted till I arrive.
Oh god,
I'll
I have
take
to
this
try to
side,
not kill
you
it.
take the other side. Let's move.
Okay. Look for evil spirits. There is one! I see it can't. Wait, it's just a child though. Does that mean it's evil? Is this child evil? I believe it. All children are evil.
For anyone who didn't tune in earlier, Core is getting sterilized.
Yeah, I'm not having children. Like, Eddie already has children, okay? We don't need more.
Oh, little Chen Chen.
Can you help me?
Help you?
That exorcist with the blue hair is so scary.
Oh shit, you know who he is?
Can you lead him away from here? He makes me feel so frightened.
Okay.
I wouldn't dare get anywhere near him.
Thank you for the bits!
His energy, it's so horrible. It'll make me disappear.
Oh,
I
well,
don't want to disappear.
but, crossing over to the other side is a good thing? Okay, here's the thing. I want to say this one. That he'll be the one to decide. Because here's the thing. I don't fucking trust ghost children. They're all fucking evil.
Well,
Because
then, yeah,
children
pick
are
the
evil.
Chongyun one then. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
Well, I have an idea.
Do you now?
I
Is it
saw
to kill me?
this with blue hair arguing with someone over there a few minutes ago.
Okay.
I'll scare those troublemakers away, but you have to ask the exorcist to let me go, okay?
Are you telling the truth?
Of course. Chen Chen never lies.
Bullshit!
So,
Fuck you!
what do you say?
Nah, no, children lie all the time! No! I'm sorry, no.
Okay. So, I'll take that as a yes?
I have no choice but a yes,
The
damn it.
exorcist with blue hair is a good person.
I mean, he is, but I'm not.
I'll ask him, and you'll go talk to him. Hopefully then he'll leave me alone. Sound good?
See, they should have had me had lines in this goddamn story. I would have been so funny. Oh, there we go.
Hey, you've been turning the whole place upside down looking for evil spirits. Other participants are starting to complain.
Are they? I think it's just adding to the realism of the game.
Yeah, why would an exorcist show up at the test of courage and tell everyone?
Wait,
that
hold
they're
on, that's
ghosts here?
Kellen!
You're just
Yep.
stirring up
That's
trouble.
fucking Kellen!
Honestly,
If in one of the other branches, like, he's really funny.
Oh god, that's great.
You tell me, is that ethical business practice? And if there are no ghosts here, then your so-called test of courage is nothing but a big scam. Not only are you avoiding my questions, but now you accuse me of causing trouble?
I've already told you. This is what kind of event the test of courage is.
I like
It's
how
not
there's a
our
lizard
problem that
in the
you're
right
taking it so
corner
seriously.
to that
And
guy.
now that you're disturbing
I
our
don't know if you can see it.
participants, we'll
It's
have to
red and
ask you to
black.
leave.
It's behind
if
the
anything
rock.
about this made any sense at
Oh,
all, I would leave of my own volition.
Dang, I
But if
missed
I
it.
leave now,
Yeah,
Maybe
watch-
we'll go back
watch
10
when we
minutes
go
later.
back to
Spirits
that
their
dude.
own devices.
Help!
Oh,
There's a ghost!
maybe we'll go back 10
Run
minutes
for
later.
your life!
What's going on?
There it is!
Everyone's
Oh,
starting to
it went
panic.
too fast because I have it on
Is
autoplay.
that really a ghost?
Don't be
There, right
silly.
there, over to the
If
right.
everyone starts running, someone could get hurt.
Oh, okay.
There's a lizard, and it's just sitting there behind the rock. Yep.
Everyone, just calm down. No need to panic. Please.
Oh
move
no,
in an
there's every
orderly
need to
fashion.
panic. All the needs.
I see. So there's no evil spirits here, just a wandering ghost. And she scared everyone away because I was in trouble?
I don't know if you were in trouble.
If things are as you say, then she doesn't seem like a malignant spirit.
Yeah, I trust your judgment more than mine.
All right. As long as she promises not to harm anyone, then I'll pretend that I never knew about her.
Much nicer
However,
than me. I would have killed her.
If she ever does
I mean,
harm
she's already dead, but like,
it'll be my job as an exorcist to come
here's the
and
thing:
purge her.
isn't
And
her
end my
disappearing, her passing on, like to the other side, like officially, so they're not stuck in limbo? Isn't that the better option? Am I wrong? Like, I would think that actually passing on to the other side, like, actually is a good thing.
I'm not entirely sure. That's the thing. I'm not sure whether the spirit kind of
Because, like,
is
in
a
the Hoot House storyline, part of it is, like, there actually is another child ghost, and the whole point is to try and help him pass on to the other side.
right.
Because he's stuck in limbo.
Yeah. But that's the thing, a yang spirit may be something that just like destroys ghosts rather than like that's the thing. The yang spirit may be more to do with like purging than with say passing on. Like there may be a difference between like purging and passing on. Again, I don't know. I'm not gonna speak out about that kind of thing.
Right.
But that's kind of just but that's the thing. There might be like two things, and it might be kind of like Chongyun, or at least his yang spirit could be. Again, his yang spirit could be a thing. It might almost be like if they got too close to him, they might not be able to pass on, kind of thing. So that could be why it's scary for them.
Okay, interesting. I'm interested in what your power does.
Well, that's yeah. It'd be interesting to sort of learn more about like the lore of like ghosts in this game and kind of how like the whole ghost thing works. Because the interesting thing about this is, as much as it's like, oh, test of courage, like it's a thing that's in anime or whatever, and there's kind of like this like overzealous kind of serious like, oh, let's find ghosts and stuff like that. He did find a ghost, and it wasn't even just by like chance. He like found that sort of mist and was like, oh, this definitely means there was a ghost here, and he was right. Like so that's the thing. So there definitely is like a really interesting kind of like ghost lore here. But yeah, it'd be interesting to find out more about that in time. Hopefully we get to.
Right. Okay. That one.
I hope so.
Oh my God, Chongyun is so adorable when he
It
smiles.
doesn't seem we're particularly welcome
He's
here
so
anyway.
cute.
What's wrong? I have faith in my judgment of good and evil. But if I begin to neglect my perception of good and evil, it may lead to something I'd regret for the rest of my days.
I'm also going to point this out, is that autistic people also tend to work in very black and white ways.
Right.
Chongyun kind of works in that way too. Like, just by what he said there, is that, but if, I begin to neglect my perception of good and evil, it may lead to something I will regret for the rest of my life. Like, we have a very strong, like, it's actually funny because Eddie actually even said, like, one of the things that he likes about me is that I have a very strong, like, I have a very strong moral compass and I stick to it, like, almost to a fault. And that he actually admires that about me. And I'm like, I'm pretty sure that's just because I'm autistic. Like, like, so again, this is not canon, but I do hardcore feel like Chongyun is somewhat autistically coded. Yeah.
There's definitely things where it's like comparable, where he's kind of like out of tune with other people and other people's feelings and stuff like that. I don't think it's necessarily, I think it's kind of more to do with, say, like his upbringing and kind of what he does kind of for a career or living, or I don't know how you describe his being an exorcist.
Mhm.
But I think it's kind of a bit more to do with that rather than say, oh, if he had just been brought up in regular school or regular life with everyone else, he'd be exactly the same kind of thing. I think
Mhm.
it's to do with the fact that he kind of comes from an outside world, he kind of almost sort of thing. It's the Little Mermaid using a fork to brush her hair kind of thing
Right.
at times. But even so, there is like a sort of serious literalness to him, which probably does extend a bit beyond some of the looking for ghosts and ghouls and demons and
Mhm.
spirits as well. So
Yeah.
I definitely noted some of the similarities and things
Mhm.
in certain moments and certain behaviors and that. For sure, yeah. Like I totally get why I get, and again, like it hasn't surprised me that you've seen like a bunch of this stuff too. Like I kind of went into this being like you'll probably say something
Mhm.
because like it is kind of there. Like there are things where it's definitely very comparable.
Mhm.
So yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Oh no. I don't know what to pick. I'm indecisive. Okay. That one.
Wait, you mean you didn't think I could be fair and reasonable?
Uh-oh.
Really?
No, I fucked up.
Do I look so obstinate?
There's
There's that
obstinate
word
again.
again.
Yeah, you're right.
Oh god, maybe I fixed it.
Alright.
Okay.
We should leave now.
Thank you for the subscriptions.
Thank you for the subscriptions, everyone.
Okay.
Well, he can't say goodbye to the kid because oh, we got an ending.
There you go.
Thaumaturgies have their own difficulties considering the circumstances. You might want to take the trouble on its behalf. Okay, cool. We got one of the endings. Hold on. I gotta see which one. Oh, we went all the way to the right and then we went to the left.
So what would you like to do now? Would you like to try and get, say, like some of the endings on this path, or do you want to go, say, to the beginning and kind of open up the? Because, like I said before, there's kind of like two main things.
Right.
So the test of courage is kind of like one
One
half.
of them.
Yeah.
So I want
And
to
then
go back
there's
to the beginning and I want to try and do whatever this one is. Don't tell me what it is.
yeah, no. But
Okay, cool.
this is cool though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because when I did stuff with with Chris, like we did everything. With Zach, or on the test of courage, like we only did like a little bit of one of the other ones, and it'd be fun if we got to do like one from each kind of thing. It'd be cool if we got to do one from each.
Because that's kind of what I did with Laura. I did like kind of one from each.
Oh, nice, right. Have they? How many have you done so far? Have you just done
Just so
the
far.
Laura and Barbara one,
Laura,
or?
Barbara's, and then I'm doing yours now, and then I plan on doing Bennett's with Christina V on my Twitch too.
Oh, nice.
Excuse me. Have you perchance seen any evil spirits?
Evil spirits! Oh my goodness!
My apologies. You're not from
We're gonna pass through all this because we already know what you say.
Yeah.
Alright, so here we go.
And protect the citizens here from their evil doings.
You know what? Let's say this one.
Really? Please enlighten me.
Oh god, I pissed you off. Okay, because anytime I say please enlighten me, it's always sarcastic and it's always I'm about to fucking tell you why you're wrong. So I pissed you off. Great.
I see. There are
okay, I didn't piss you off. Okay, good.
Sorry. I digress. Judging from your response, sometimes even the most trivial matters prove helpful in my hunt for evil spirits. Oh, I see. Well, fair enough. In that case, I guess I'll just have to try my luck with the clues I already have.
What clues do you have now?
Only some scattered reports, really. Nothing too significant yet. But if you're interested, I can tell you about some of the more useful ones I've gathered so far.
Okay.
I read a flyer that said, the test of courage is now being held on Wulong Hill.
Right, we know that one.
Recently, the sounds of footsteps and shouting have been heard outside people's windows at night.
Right.
And a huge shadow has
Thank you
appeared
for the
in
bits!
Whaley Plains. It flies and
Bits.
swirls, summons down fireballs, and makes all sorts of
Bits.
strange noises.
Oh God.
Cases such as these might actually be worth our attention.
Okay.
So I really wanna like see actually. Well, I want to say this one for now.
I was gonna say yeah. Let's pick that one.
With the
Mhm.
drinks.
But
Because
then I want to see what would happen with those fireballs. Like, and then
I was gonna say,
I'm
we
actually
picked
gonna. You know what? I'm gonna pick this one because I don't think I picked
Yeah.
this one last time.
I was gonna say yeah. Let's pick. Let's sort of go
pick
for
it.
stuff that we
Thinking you
didn't
used clues
before,
related to
Yeah.
and then
spirits?
Oh God!
you know.
But I made you upset.
Sorry. Please give me a moment to calm myself.
Oh no!
No, it's fine.
I didn't realize it'd be
I've
so
been this way since I was
devastating to you.
No, not at all. I guess you could say that I just tend to be unstable.
Okay,
You
if that's
know,
your definition of
emotional.
unstable, then what the
It
fuck am
causes me
I?
to become very uncomfortable at times. This tendency of
That's what. See,
getting
and that's a very
easily
British
people
thing. That's
call
kind of what I
Yeah.
said when I was talking about
evil
Brit. Like
spirit.
for British things, and I think I even said this last week. There are moments where Chongyun's like, "Sorry, I'm getting very worked up," and it's like, "Wait,
You
that's
are?
you getting like you are kind of thing. Like that's worked up for you kind of thing." So it's really funny, and that to me is like a really British thing. Like you like there's kind of like, "Sorry, I was being very rude there." It's like, really? Like and there are times even actually when I've been here and I've done things, I was like, "Sorry, that was I felt like I was being very rude there," and it's like that's like one of the most polite things that like and I remember one time there's a thing where I had like left my key in the laundry room and I wrote a note and put it on the door and just been like, "Hey, if anyone comes in here, I left a key. Could you, kind of bring it to? Would you mind just sort of picking it up and taking it out of the room because it's like locked in the room at the minute,
Mhm.
kind of thing." And I wrote this note that kind of said something to that effect, and I sort of felt like it wasn't as polite as it could have been or whatever. And yeah, and Kira was like, "This is like the most polite note I've ever read." And I was like, "Well, yeah, that's kind of
Oh my
Um,
God, Beau, you are so precious.
So, and that's kind of, and again, and that's kind of like the vibe I get from these kind of like Chongyun moments where it's kind of like, "Oh, sorry," and it's like, "Sorry for what?" And again, even like the travelers' responses are a bit like, "Oh, that's it," kind of thing.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
like,
I-
yeah, it's yeah, even here, like stirred up is he? I couldn't tell that kind of thing.
Yeah. I love
So, I love it too. I
Yeah,
do kind of
I-
feel like
yes,
this is
thank
fated.
you, Matt. I am gay as
but
fuck.
it's a potent weapon for an exorcist. My constitution alone is capable of scaring
Also,
off evil
again,
spirits.
no her,
But I must
them,
constantly focus on
non-binary.
my emotions. Otherwise, I may easily do
Thank you.
something out of control.
Haha.
Anyway, I carefully selected these clues from an ocean of information. I can't believe they're all completely irrelevant.
They're
think
all
we haven't-
irrelevant.
The thing,
I'm
all
still feeling
those
quite
three
uncomfortable.
things, like we barely talked about them, but
growing
we've
on my
already
chest.
jumped to, oh, they're irrelevant,
Yeah.
I can't breathe.
Shall
So-
I try rubbing your vision on your forehead? Okay, I know that this is the wrong choice, but I kinda wanna pick it.
You can go for it.
I'm gonna pick it.
No,
I made you laugh!
I brought some popsicles with me for just such situations.
I like how that answer
feel much
actually
better
worked! Oh my God.
Actually, they're quite tasteless.
Wait, what?
Otherwise, I wouldn't be able to stomach them.
Hold on! Hold on! Hold
you for
on!
your concern.
Chongyun!
I'm fine now. But what should I
Chongyun!
do next if all these clues are irrelevant?
The popsicles are bland?
Yes.
Okay, so here's the thing. I know I'm white, but even I heard of seasonings and flavor. Beau!
It's not. It's to do with the yang energy stuff. We'll actually get into it later. Like, okay, it comes back round. The fact that they're like,
fuck it!
so
That is
tasteless.
fucking yeah, that's autistic as fuck. I know that you're like. Here's the thing. Don't get me wrong. I know that the yang energy is totally a thing, but in a lot of what do I want to say? In a lot of fantasy settings, when they autistically code a character, they usually give them some sort of power that actually is kind of a metaphor for autism.
Right.
So, This is just more confirming in my own mind. Again, it's not canon. MiHoYo has never said anything about this, but in my own head, that Chongyun is very heavily autistically coded because even though I actually do like flavor, a lot of people with touch sensitivity, it relates to taste, and I do know that for me, I have a lot of taste aversions. I actually do like flavors and stuff, but I know some people with taste aversions that are autistic, like they literally cannot even have like salted chicken. They boil chicken and that's what they eat.
Right, yeah.
And even I don't like. I'm like that. How? But like. That's it because like any sort of flavor is way too much for them and is overstimulating.
That's the thing, my younger brother used to have like a very kind of plain diet because obviously because it was like so hard to communicate with him, it was hard to know kind of what he liked and why he liked it and stuff like that. But he would have like a lot of plain foods, and there would be foods that like he didn't have for a long time, such even like French fries. He didn't like French fries for like a long time. And then basically, without getting into a whole thing about him because it's very long and complex, but basically a thing kind of happened where he kind of changed and he's kind of been sort of different from how he used to be. And it's sort of like there've been some good things brought with it, but a lot of bad things as well. But one of the good things is that he's like a way now, like we can feed him all kinds of different things.
Yeah.
But he still has things that he is like picky about, and I think for him there's a lot of like texture stuff.
Oh,
like,
for me it's 100% more texture than it is taste
Yeah.
for me because like I fucking will I will have a mental breakdown if there is onions in anything that I have.
Right, yeah, exactly, perfect, yeah.
But that's somebody else even said in my chat that popsicles are Chongyun's safe food, and I'm like, oh my god, yeah.
Like if you had like a chili, would you like say not have kidney beans in it because the like sort of the beans would be a bit kind of like I don't know like.
See, I actually like beans. It's specifically onions. I like and
Okay.
onions are in everything. They're even in chili.
Yeah,
I hate it. Like I will literally spend an hour while my food gets cold picking out onions.
Picking them out, yeah.
Because I like if I were to accidentally eat one, I would end up having a full mental breakdown, and then the rest of my day is ruined, and I won't eat anything.
Yeah.
And like
you,
even today, I went to go and get pho because pho is one of my safe foods. But I always ask for no onions and no cilantro because I unfortunately have the gene that makes cilantro taste like soap.
Oh no!
I have that, so it's gross. And then also onions, I can't. Nope. I've even had full mental break. Like if I'm having usually I can like if onions are in something, I can pick it out and it's fine. But like if I'm having a really bad day and I ask for no onions, and there happens like if somebody accidentally puts onions in, which is an accident. It's not like they did it on purpose. But because I'm having a bad day already, I'm already in a heightened state of emotion. So just like seeing the onions is enough to make me have a breakdown at that point.
No, that's completely understandable.
Yeah.
To just, I mean, even just like if you're just kind of like worked up, like in any state, like kind of regardless of who you are, if you're kind of like worked up, even just like small little things, just you kind of just lose your threshold for being able to tolerate things if you're kind of worked up.
That happens to everybody. It's just the reaction that autistic people have is worse.
Is worse, yeah. That's the thing. The reaction is worse, and the lose the threshold for, or have less of a threshold for,
right?
Are vaster kind of thing. So yeah, it's kind of like, yeah. No, that's hard. That's the thing. So with like onions, that's the thing. So like you wouldn't mind like. So do you like not mind their flavor? Like if you had something with onion powder.
Onion powder is literally it.
The way to go, kind of thing.
Onion powder, that is fine. But even really chopped up, unless it's a powder, I can't do it because it's the texture. And it's cooked, fried, whatever, I don't care. Or like if it's an onion and it's not in a powder form, I cannot tolerate it.
When I was younger, I didn't like onions. I kind of don't mind them now, but I still don't really like them raw. Because they're sort of too crunchy and strong, and
I also like it's really hard for me to eat salads because like I don't like like you know how like with romaine lettuce, the rib down the middle, like it's a very
Oh,
like crunchy
right.
thing. I can't
Yeah.
stand. Like I can if I actually like make the salad myself, I will just rip off the leaves at the end
The
and
leaves, yeah.
then like I will throw away that middle rib. But like that middle rib part, I can't stand that part of lettuce. I can't do it. And that's why I really hate salads.
No, that's fair
I'm like,
enough.
I don't understand why this crunchy. Yeah, I'm not like and that's the thing is that I don't mind broccoli. But yeah, that specific crunchy part of the lettuce, I'm not a fan of. Thank you for the bits. But they fully agree. Although they just considered OCD, they're also a big fan of Paimon, even more so because thank you. Thank you. Yeah, it ruins my whole day.
Yes, I've noticed him too. It's no coincidence that we both noticed
Dun,
it.
dun, dun.
I'm sure he's watching us. But
Oh,
it
there's
doesn't
a
seem he has
child.
any
Well,
intentions other than
time
looking
to
at us.
ruin his life.
Perhaps there's something he wishes to tell us.
Let's go and ask him.
Let's go
Right.
ask.
He might need our help.
All right. I do love Chongyun's outfit. I'm loving
I know
these
it's
hair
great,
and
right?
pants. These pants are great.
He's just got like a great aesthetic. Like I like his hair and his eye
Mhm.
costume, and yeah, I just like him all around.
Huh? Sorry, I'll leave now.
No, please, relax. There's no need to worry. We're not here for trouble. We couldn't help but notice you standing here for a while and thought that you might have something on your mind.
No, there's nothing on my mind. I just thought
Empty
the
head.
thing you were eating looked tasty.
Nothing on his
My
mind.
sister just loves food. She's always super
This
happy
popsicle
when
has no
we get
flavor,
some
my dude.
tasty snacks. I'm her big brother, and I should take care of her, but Mom says we're too poor and she never lets me buy any snacks.
Welp, sucks to be you.
Oh, you mean one of my popsicles? I'm afraid you wouldn't
And
find
you
me
just
very
said exactly what
useful.
Chongyun is now saying.
I
doesn't
did!
matter. My sister
See?
They don't really.
anything on
Autistic!
popsicle. I know she'd be happy to try one. Come to think of it, I've never had one either.
They don't have
I
any
see.
flavor.
That might be difficult.
My dude, they don't have any flavor. I promise you, they're literally just ice.
Well,
Ice
I only
water.
have 2 popsicles left. These popsicles are very important to me, and I might need them if we encounter an evil spirit. Without them, I might not be able to control my constitution.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Chongyun's super autistically coded. That's that whole sentence. I can't fight off things without my safe food. Oh God, I love it.
Just give him one?
Yeah. He
I
can
suppose
share it
keeping
with
the
his
other for
sister.
myself will be enough. You see, my young friend, these popsicles are very important to me. I'm afraid I can only give you one.
That's okay. I don't need one. Just as long as my sister is happy. Thanks a lot. Whoa! It's already starting to melt. Excuse me.
Yeah,
I
it's a
better hurry back to
popsicle.
Chihu Rock now.
I never expected that something I use to suppress my yang energy would be so appealing to kids. Anyway, back to our hunt for evil spirits. Earlier, it seemed like you could easily discern which clues were
That
most
dude was
credible.
totally like one of those
You must
people on the
truly be
news
a
where they know where the
knowledgeable,
camera
seasoned
is
adventurer.
and they just look at it.
Also, Chongyun just did a really autistic thing again. Sorry, he comes off super autistic to me. I'm sorry. But, like, I do this all the time where, like, I will have a conversation with Eddie about one of my special interests. The conversation will completely switch to something else. It will be like 3 hours later. We won't be talking anymore. And then I will say, oh, speaking of the thing that we talked about 3 hours ago that just so happens to be my special interest, we're going to talk about it again. And he'd be like, we weren't speaking. And I'm like, I know, I just want to talk about it. That's what Chongyun just did. Speaking of ghosts, we were just talking to a kid. The fuck? Thank you for the bits.
I still have numerous clues from my friend, which I haven't sorted
It's
through
just
yet.
that like
With my
autistic people
limited
always want an
experience,
excuse
it's
to
hard to
talk
tell
about their
whether they're
special interests. Because
reliable
A,
If you'd be willing,
we know a
could
lot
you
of shit
please come
about
and
it,
take a
so we
look
have a
with
lot
me?
to say about it. B, it's our special interest, so of course we want to talk about it.
All right, let's go to Wanwen Bookhouse. Please, follow me.
I literally do that to Eddie every day, and it's one of his pet peeves because he'll be like, we literally have not talked about King Henry VIII for 3 hours. What are you talking about? And also, specifically, King Henry VIII, he really doesn't like listening about that. And I will talk to him like he's a fucking wall. He will have headphones on, and I will keep talking to him about King Henry VIII. And by the way, I know he can't hear me, but I still talk to him like he can.
Be accepted.
That, like, also, you can tell that I definitely got autism from my dad because my dad, I always told my friends, if you want a good 3-hour conversation, and by the way, when I say conversation, it's my dad is going to talk at you for 3 hours, mention that you have an interest in planes once. Just say, flying's really cool, Coleman. That's cool that you're a pilot. And my dad will nonstop talk to you about planes for 3 hours. And I know this because I made a bet with my friend that my dad would talk to him for 3 hours about planes. And the only stipulation was he could not leave my premises of the house. My friend literally went to the bathroom, shut the door, and my dad talked to him through the door about planes. That actually happened. Oh, I'm sure my dad would love your grandpa.
My dad's similar in that like it takes very little to get him going, and it doesn't even need to be a special interest. Like, okay, I'll give you a pretty good example actually. So Aiden Rudd did a tweet saying like, oh, me and Jess, we like found an injured duck, and we've sort of found like a place that we're gonna take it to like in a few weeks kind of thing, but we need to like take care of it in the interim. Does anyone have any tips? And I had like a very early memory, very young childhood, and I was like, I have a funny feeling we like had a pair of ducks or something like that. It's definitely like a pair of birds that we like took care of, and like what I remember one of them dying, and it flew off kind of thing. And I was like, I'll ask him, and then and so I sent my dad like a WhatsApp message, just being like, kind of, hey, you know, sort of my friend Aiden, like did we have like a pair of ducks, like what did we kind of do to take care of them? What did we, you know, sort of tips or food or whatever, and you know, and Aiden sort of messaged, oh, I think sorted. I was like, no, I've already sent the message to my dad, and I'm gonna screenshot you a very, very long, an inevitably long reply, which I will DM you. And I did get a reply from my dad, and it was massive.
Oh no.
And it kind of didn't really need to be massive because they weren't ducks, they were pigeons. So so I basically just got a long message about a pair of pigeons we had. And it was interesting because it's sort of like this memory I've had for ages, and I was like, was it ducks? Like, sort of, I know ducks fly, but it's sort of, they need a bit of a run up and stuff like that, and I feel like I remember the bird just kind of flying off, which is sort of less likely to be a duck. It was sort of, and maybe they're a bit smaller or something like that. So it was kind of interesting, like, kind of having this old memory that I kind of was like starting to lose. It was nice having some of that kind of like brought back to me.
Yeah.
But in terms of the kind of, it was very, given that it like, you know, I mean, and he did end up talking about ducks as well, but it's like, okay, but how do I know what you're saying about ducks has any value if we never took care of any ducks?
Right.
You know? So, but yeah, so I just got these very long, these pigeons and what we did to take care of them and stuff, and then about ducks. But no, my dad is one as well, and he'll kind of just talk, and you don't really get to like jump in or anything. He'll just kind of talk kind of at you. He's definitely the one. Well, and it's sort of, and his mother is definitely like, his mother was like definitely like autistic or on the spectrum or something.
Right.
It's weird how you can see it. It is weird how you can see it. Like,
Dude.
I know it comes from my dad. Well, I'll actually get back to my dad thing in a sec, but I like, you can see it comes from my dad's side, and then you can see it comes from his mother's side and so on.
For me,
But,
it's like you can definitely see that it like affected my great grandfather, my grandfather, and then my father, and then totally did not affect my brother, but affected me.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah, my brother
That is interesting
like
after-
is definitely not autistic. Like definitely takes after more my mom and is neurotypical.
Right, yeah.
Versus me, I'm like, and you guys didn't think anything was wrong? Why would you? What's wrong with you that you didn't notice? Like, there's so many things that, like, even my mom is replaying, like, me as a kid and being like, oh my god, how did we not know you were autistic? It was fucking obvious the entire time.
This is a note that I received from a friend. It has many clues about evil spirits on it. If we check the books here at Wanwen Bookhouse according to the respective clues on the note, we'll be able to find the complete details of each clue.
Fun.
Since you're here to help, I'll just read the clues to you, and you can help me judge.
Okay,
if
so
they're
we've got
credible
more
or not
missions
based
and
on your
clues.
experience.
All this
Yeah.
other stuff.
All right, here are the first clues. At
Okay.
the foot of Mount Chingsa is a violet grass that has turned into a gigantic man-eating monster.
Well, that sounds
Also,
fucking awesome.
There's a ghostly shadow stalking about Feiyun Slope
That
at
sounds
night.
like a flower
It's
version of
suspected to be a
Cthulhu. I'm on
vengeful
board.
spirit. And finally, lurking in Liyue Harbor is a massive demon that was transformed from a
Well, we're definitely doing that one.
I've never encountered any such things before.
We're doing the popsicle one.
Anyway,
That's
could you pick the one that seems most plausible and likely to be the work of evil spirits?
the popsicle. I'm picking the popsicle.
Popsicles can't turn into demons.
What?
Besides,
Bullshit!
I always
Yes,
keep
they
a close
can!
eye on my stock of popsicles. How about these clues?
I lost
Okay,
hearts
so-
because of that
In the
one.
sea
Damn
of
it!
clouds,
So we've got
a
more
rock
clues,
demon
more
has been
clues,
raiding
more
commercial fishing
things.
boats and building a luxurious palace.
I call bullshit.
Or,
Popsicles
in Liyue
absolutely
Coast,
can be,
there's a piece
like,
of a
manifested by
1,000-year-old amber
ghosts.
that has gained consciousness and now roams about causing trouble.
Okay.
And lastly, it's said that people often see a demon who loves eating chilies in Wanmin restaurant.
Well, that sounds hilarious. We're doing that one then. Because again, I do know the one thing that I know about your character is that chilies are no go.
Correct.
So, considering that this is a storyline about you, I have a feeling if I pick this one, it's going to be correct because then it's going to go into how you can't have chilies. So I'm going to go based on that.
Even I can tell this is talking about Xiangling's little guoba.
Ah, damn it,
not
I'm
some
wrong.
demon. Okay, here are a few more clues.
More
Oh
clues,
no,
more
I only
Man
have one
wearing a
heart
mask
left.
and
This is
wielding a
bad.
pole was once seen in the distance around Guili Plains. There's something eerie about his presence.
Okay, it's probably that
Or-
one then.
Someone saw an exorcist with blue hair who was actually a transformed
Well,
demon.
that one's you!
Wait, what?
I love
Finally, a vigilant demon adept at concealing itself in mist. Recently, people have found traces of it in Mingyun Village,
Wait,
Guili
that sounds
Plains,
plausible
and
too.
Yaoguangshou.
Okay, well, it's not this one, even though I really want to pick it.
Yeah, if you had more hearts, like that'd be a
If
fun
I
one to
had more
pick, but-
hearts, I would love to pick this one, but it's clearly wrong. So that's the thing. There was a mist in the last one, but a strange man wearing a mask and wielding a pole sounds like it's Xiao. That's Xiao, right? I think
I don't
so.
know the characters, so but
Well,
y-
yeah,
that's the thing,
you
if
wouldn't
you, if
know
you
the
go, but that's the thing.
character.
But it just sort of sounds like a person.
Yeah,
rather-
so I think it's
rather than anything
actually
mystical.
this thing.
Now that you mention it, I may have heard of this one.
Okay, I did
I've
it.
been trying to track, but the spirit's so cautious that I don't think we'll ever have a chance of catching it unless it decides to show itself. It appears most of these clues are either not reliable or
So
nearly
a
impossible
thing that
to investigate.
Chris and I kind of laughed about
It
is
seems like
there's
there's
kind of
room
like this
here that we
funny
can
kind of
actually
misdirect
use.
with a lot of these clues and stuff. There are all these things like a shadow, cloud, raining
Mhm.
fireballs, all this other stuff. You know, this, you know, all these other options we picked, and it's just funny how there's always like no, I don't think it's that. It's kind of like, which of these do you think is good? Like, here are 3 things. You
Yeah.
pick one of those things. Yeah, nah, I'm not like, and it's kind of like that with like a lot of these options. It's really funny how there's kind of this way that but then, you know, like this one actually kind of is sort of has a little bit of a something to it. But it's just funny in these clues that it's kind of like a here are these so we've kind of heard all these amazing stories and things, but actually none of them actually really go anywhere.
Right.
It's only really the main 2 things, like courage, you know, what we're going to kind of move on to in time. So yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So who gave you the
These are
clues?
from my friend, Singcho. He's well read
Ah,
and very
yay,
knowledgeable.
Singcho!
Not to mention, he's always willing
I
to
love
lend
Singcho's
a hand to help
Christina,
me.
right?
Yeah.
He always
Yeah.
provides me with
Singcho is
lots of
Christina, and
reliable
Christina also
information.
voices Bennett too.
If it weren't for my pure yang spirit,
Yeah.
I would have already vanquished the numerous demons.
So here's
because of him.
my question,
And sure,
because
I should find a chance to
Chi-Chi's
thank
a
him personally.
zombie. What happens if Chongyun gets close to Chi-Chi?
I don't know. I don't know how zombies play into things.
Yeah.
Oh,
'cause
is Chi-Chi like the Hu Tao, or is that a different thing?
Chi-Chi
'Cause,
and
like,
Hu
Hu
Tao are 2 separate characters, but Hu Tao mentions Chi-Chi saying, like, basically she wants to help Chi-Chi, you know, cross over. And Chi-Chi is like,
right.
I am terrified of Hu Tao, get the fuck away from me.
Doesn't like Hu
so-
Tao have a little sidekick or something, or a little
Hu
ghost?
Tao does have a ghost sidekick, yes.
Okay, that's what I'm thinking of. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Because I think that would be like a kind of the little sidekick wouldn't like Chongyun.
I have to message Eddie. Okay, there we go. I should find a chance to thank him personally. Such enviable friendship. Maybe you should change your source of information. No, it's
Yes,
this one.
he always goes.
Yeah.
along with me.
Ah,
He never seems to
look at
mind,
that
and he helps
happy
me all the same.
face.
Also, he often has something interesting to say. I'm quite glad that I get along with him.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry, I digress. I've found another snippet of information here. There aren't many details, but it clearly mentions Wu Wang Hill. If we include the test of courage rumor from before,
No, Chi-Chi is
there are
not a
already 2 clues
spirit per
pointing
se,
there.
but she is
I've also
dead
noticed
and
that the
come
weather
back
in
to
Wu Wang Hill has been
life.
very
Which,
abnormal
but
recently.
that's the thing is that we
Let's
say
go and
zombie
have
in
a look.
English, but
We
it's
might
not
just find something
exactly a
useful.
zombie. It's something different
Ah.
in Chinese that we don't
Right,
really have
yeah.
a word for in English. But the closest thing, because of the whole like they die and come back to life, is a zombie. But yeah, it's called a jiangxi, and but yeah,
okay.
we don't have a word for a jiangxi in English really. And the closest thing to that is a zombie. But
Yeah.
Chi-Chi's not actually like a zombie in the terms of what we think of a zombie.
Yeah.
Chi-Chi is a zombie in the sense of she has died and come back to life, and she does have to it's funny because actually like the original purpose of a zombie, even like back in the original like lore of a zombie, was that it was a person who you would bring back to life, and then you would be in control of that person.
Oh, okay.
In a way, a jiangxi is similar to that, but there's also like because they are dead, you bring them back to life, and like the Adeptus brought back Chi-Chi to life, and then the Adeptus who did bring back her to life is technically in control of Chi-Chi, but Chi-Chi kind of has found a loophole, and this is like in the story where like she can give herself orders and follows them because the Adeptus has allowed her to do so.
Okay, right. Oh, that's really cool.
Right. So, but there are still other differences that Chi-Chi like is because she is a jiangxi. Yeah. So in a way it is a type of zombie, but yeah, she's definitely undead for sure. She's died and
Interesting.
come back to life. Yeah. Thought it was because the green-haired dude from Boo Boo. No, he's not an Adeptus. Yeah.
All right, let's head out and see what we can find.
essential function.
All right. Cool. Let's go to the heretical ground. Heretical? The fuck? What does that word mean? Oh my god, we gotta go back to Wuwang Hill. Ah. Right, the paper on her forehead, she actually has a few papers on her. That is the, I want to say spell, but I feel like that's the wrong word. Talisman, thank you. Talisman. They're talismans that, that have a specific word on them that are part of bringing her back to life. And that also goes on with the lore of what a Jiangshi is as well.
Okay.
Yeah, Chi-Chi's a very interesting character. I like it.
This place seems quite ordinary. So ordinary that I don't even feel that it's worth investigating.
The only reason why Chi-Chi, again, is quote-unquote alive is because of an of the Adepti. And she helps out Baiju. I don't remember how to say his name. But he's not the reason she is alive. Thank you for the host.
Wuwang Hill's unusual weather and peculiar surroundings are a source of constant rumors, most of which are untraceable and can never be proven. So, I suppose this could only be expected.
Aw, he's heartbroken. Again.
I guess so. Like I mentioned before,
yes, thank you,
my yang
Libro
energy
Cubic.
tends to just scare away evil spirits. You may think it's beneficial for me to have such a condition, and therefore there's no real need for me to practice thaumaturgy.
Are you
But
kidding?
if I renounce
Thaumaturgy
my
is cool!
practice of
Again, one of the most
thaumaturgy,
underutilized
evil
cantrips
spirit
in
that can
D&D.
fire my
Use
yang
it forever.
energy,
I use it for the
then I may
dumbest
not
shit.
be able to exercise it.
You wanna know how fun it is to just fucking randomly open all the doors in a tavern and and then, like, because another cool thing about thaumaturgy is that, A, it's a cantrip, so you can use it as much as the fuck you want. You can just randomly open windows, randomly close doors, you can snuff out candles, you can, make your voice super fucking loud. It's awesome.
If I merely spend my time training without actually putting it into practice, then how would I ever know the fruits of my labor or what skills I needed to improve?
I mean, that's true.
But to this very day, despite the many exorcisms I have performed, I have yet to see a single demon. Not to mention one
Wait,
that I needed
hold
to
on,
defeat
what?
using thaumaturgy.
Okay.
Sorry, I shouldn't rant like that. I'm fine. I've gotten used to such feelings.
Okay, so you've performed multiple exorcisms, but you
Yes.
have not seen a single demon.
Yes, because
So
the
then
yang
what-
energy is so strong that they can often sense it from like literally miles away at times. So
you're just
they like
performing random
they,
exorcisms for fucking nothing?
no, the exorcisms are like sort of real and successful exorcisms, like on sort of ghost spirits and stuff like that. But in terms of like say being able to like chase down like say wild demons and stuff like that, like we've sort of been trying to do, Chongyun has never been able to see one because his yang spirit is just too powerful.
Okay, gotcha.
Since we're
But
already here,
it's a really
let's go
interesting
check
thing
the two
because basically
locations mentioned in the clue.
crane thing that kind of because of his natural composition, he's like unlikely to be able to do. So he kind of knows how to do all that stuff, and he kind of wishes that he kind of didn't have the yang.
So
Because
that way he
I think,
could see the demons before he expels
yeah,
them.
he could actually like fight the demons and stuff because he knows how to, but he just doesn't like get the chance to kind of thing.
Got it.
So
Okay.
it's sort of this weird, sad juxtaposition.
So again, now I I want
big.
to. I want to in Genshin Impact see what would happen if see that also just means that Hu Tao and Chongyun would be the perfect fighting couple. Because they could fight together for the same reasons. But also I'm very interested to see within the lore of Genshin what would happen if Chongyun got close to Chi-Chi.
Right, yeah.
Because
It'd totally be
Chi-Chi is
interesting.
technically a demon? Again, I'm not really.
That fate only leads to misconception.
That's the thing, it depends on
Adept-
definitions.
Yeah, with what a Jiangxi is, but I know she's undead, which can be considered demon. I'm just confused now. I've confused myself. I'm gonna stop.
No, that's the thing. It's kind of like what kind of separates demons and spirits.
Right,
and,
and I would like to
that,
see
like
within
the little
lore,
girl from
Hi, Tigger! I'm so glad. Oh, Beau! Did you see the video that Tigger posted of them trying ranch?
I saw a tweet about it, but I didn't see the actual video.
It's
I'll check it
hilarious.
out later.
It's so funny. Yeah, watch it later. It's my favorite thing. And they're gonna try it with pizza tomorrow, and they're gonna try all the other flavors that I sent.
Okay, wow. I've
Yeah.
never had I like ranch, but I wouldn't want one of those ranch pizzas where they take out the tomato sauce and.
Oh no, they're
replace
just
it
gonna
with
dip
ranch.
their pizza in ranch.
See that's thing that I could imagine being.
Yeah, no, it's delicious.
But you actually get
Wait, there's
some
ranch
places.
pizzas?
Yeah, there are some places where you can order ranch pizzas where instead of tomato sauce.
See,
they,
I
have
want to
ranch.
dip my
And that's
pizza in ranch.
too much.
Yeah, that's too
Ranch
much
is something which is something you kind of have sparingly. You dip. You don't smother with ranch.
No, Tigger is not that original person. But because of that person that you're talking about on TikTok, I was like, oh, now I need to find a British person that has never had ranch. And then Tigger was like, I'm a British person that's never had ranch. And I'm like, you're about to get sent a whole bunch of ranch. I don't know who the fuck you are, but you about to get sent ranch? I don't care. And I was like, and the only thing I want in return is that you take a video of you trying ranch for the first time. And they did that video and they posted it on Twitter today. So if you missed that, it's on my timeline because they tagged me in it and I also retweeted it. It's my favorite video because the light in your eyes that happen when you try the ranch is just I love it. I love it. It's so cute. I love it so much. Yeah.
What's this?
Oh yeah, you're absolutely the British guinea pig now.
I know this mist. It was left by some kind of evil spirit. It's very thick and never disperses. The evil spirit may have been here recently.
Okay, so it seems the clue was real, or great, our efforts have finally paid off. That one.
Yes, it was not all in vain. But we mustn't act rashly.
What weird shit
If this
can I
mist
get you to
remains
send me
here,
for
it
free
can
that I
easily
can eat?
contaminate
Oh,
the
Matt,
air.
have you had ranch
Once
before?
it contaminates
Do they have ranch in Australia?
It could even make them more aggressive and dangerous to anyone nearby. Or if it happens to contaminate any adventurers passing by, the consequences would be unimaginable.
It's your time to shine,
My
Exorcist.
pleasure.
Yay! Look at that happy face.
See if there's any more mist like this.
We
Once
have a
we've cleaned up
Subway
this
sandwich
mess,
with ranch
we'll continue
dressing.
forward. Remember, there might be danger ahead.
You
We
guys have
should be
ranch in
prepared
Australia,
for a
but then British people don't get ranch? I mean, I know you're on two separate sides of the planet, but
Maybe they do have it at some subways, but it's just not really. It's just not really much of there might be some sort of American-y sort of restaurants or chains that then have it, but it's definitely not a regular thing. I mean, maybe we kind of live in an age where maybe it is in the supermarket or something like that.
Mhm.
When you get in your groceries, but it's just not
well,
you wouldn't find
that's what Tigger
many.
said is that they couldn't find really ranch anywhere where they were.
But that's the thing. I can't imagine there'd be many places you could really find it. I doubt there'd be. Maybe say if you're kind of around London, they might stock it
Right,
in
I imagine that if
Tesco's
you're
and
in London,
Sainsbury's
you
or something.
probably would get a higher chance of finding ranch because London's like a big city where
Yeah.
a lot of tourists come, especially American
Yeah.
tourists.
But like, yeah, if you're in like say just like the countryside or something, you may not sort of get it. And again, it's not like, and it's definitely, and even if places did have it, it's just not one of those things where like a load of people would have a bottle like in their fridge. You know,
Yeah.
they'd have like they'd have like sort of
See, because
ketchup.
I literally had it today for like for lunch. I had a whole bunch of fruits
I had it tonight.
and veggies, and yeah, I just grabbed some ranch, put it on my plate, and dipped my veggies in them. Like,
I had like dino nuggets that I like put into buns and sort of have like dino nuggy sandwich kind of things. And yeah, and I had like ranch with.
And that's another thing is that I love ranch with like I love ranch with buffalo wings. I don't like
Right.
Thank you for the bits. I don't like blue cheese. I'm not a fan.
Okay, right.
But ranch always on buffalo wings. 100%.
Yeah. Ranch is good with chicken.
Yeah, fried chicken especially. Oh,
Mm.
and fried pickles. Yes. Oh, yes. 100%. Okay, so remember there might be danger ahead. We should be prepared for a fight. I don't know what to say, and I only have one heart. That one.
I mean, I personally think they're both good.
Exorcism is a solemn and serious matter.
So
It's
there's some where it's
unlikely
kind of
that
like
anyone else
they're
gets
good,
hurt
but
due to
one's
my
better than the
negligence.
other, and there's some where.
Right.
No time to lose. Let's go.
But those to me seemed
It
both.
appears there are evil
There's some where it's
spirits
like a good thing, but
here.
there's
Enough
kind of
of
like
the
a little
variety.
it's like a bit of a
Let's keep going.
backhanded compliment.
Yeah.
But both, I think both of those were good. Don't think either of them. Both from memory and from just knowing Chongyun,
Right.
I think you were good on those. So let's check the
I
strain.
suspected that there would
Oh,
be
God.
Hillshells here.
I have to
Deal
fight.
with them all. We mustn't
You
let a
do.
single one escape.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, in terms of sources and like
These
the.
tracks are still fresh.
So he's talking.
It seems the evil spirit is on the move. The path ends here as well as the tracks. It'll be difficult to follow it any further.
In terms of sauces, what?
I was gonna say in terms of sources in the UK, like even if you could like find it in certain parts of the UK,
Mm-hmm.
it's not
probably
something
made
that people
different
would just.
too.
I mean, maybe, but it's just not something which like people really know of and have in their fridge. Really, like you know, sort of people would have like ketchup. They'd they'd have like ketchup, brown sauce, mustard,
What's
horseradish, mint
brown
sauce.
sauce?
Brown sauce. I don't really know how to describe brown sauce because I never really had it much or anything. But it's kind of like a tomato. It's kind of like it's kind of got like the viscosity of ketchup, but it's brown and it's quite vinegary. And it's supposedly like a tomato sauce, but I kind of feel like it's just very vinegary. So it's more like
Okay,
a
no,
sort of more vinegary like
Tigger,
tomato.
I have no idea what brown sauce is.
It's also known as HP sauce just because
HP
the main
sauce?
the main people who the main brand is by a company called HP. So
It's like a tomato sauce, but brown and vinegary. That does not sound good. What do you dip it in? What do you dip into it?
people kind of like often have it with like fried breakfasts, so like bacon. A lot. There's like a big debate about like there's well, you don't really like dip. It's kind of like something you more like put on things, kind of
So
thing.
you slather things with it.
Yeah.
Do you like put it on hash browns? Or is it more of a meat thing?
I was gonna say like there's a big debate about like bacon, like whether like it's like, oh, do you have like your bacon with red sauce or brown sauce?
What's red sauce?
Well, ketchup. But
Oh,
like,
wait, hold on. Who dips bacon in ketchup? That's disgusting.
well, again, you don't dip, you like put it on. But ketchup and bacon is nice.
No,
Like,
no. Ketchup and bacon do not
Oh,
belong.
I-
will
I'm
fight
so-
you on
I'm
this.
I'm sorry, like sort of being in the country that has like bacon with maple syrup, like ketchup.
I also don't understand bacon with maple syrup.
Okay,
that one
thank you,
I
thank
for
you.
like flat out no. I am sorry. Hold on. I don't know who on the fucking planet decided that pork belongs with sweet shit, but no.
Yeah.
No! I'm sorry. I don't like sweetness with pork. I'm not a fan.
There's a lot of like mixing sweet and savory in this country, and I don't mean like chocolate and peanut butter or like
Right.
salted caramel. I mean like no, you take one savory food and you like dip it in like a sweet one. Like
Right,
let's
and
have
I'm
like a
like,
burger,
no,
a burger with a donut
with a
bun,
donut.
or something
Don't
like
understand
that. You know,
that.
and-
Like I know
and-
people
and-
that swear by it too, and I'm like, "Bleh." No, I'm sorry. Beef does not belong with my donuts. Thanks. I want them
yeah.
separate.
So
Maybe that's me being super autistic and requiring sweet things not to touch that stuff. But no, not a fan. I don't think bacon goes with maple syrup. I don't understand people that do think that bacon goes with maple syrup. I'm not a fan. I also really like. I don't like bacon on donuts either. I know that Kaylee loves them, but like that's not my thing.
yeah, that wouldn't be just bacon's like so kind of savory. It's like a good savory. You know, it's good in like sandwiches and burgers and
Yeah, it's good on a burger.
Italian
I
food.
love bacon on a burger.
Yeah,
I love bacon in my mashed potatoes.
Oh yeah, that's a good one. Yep.
Delicious.
Yeah.
Bacon and mashed potatoes? Hell
It's how-
yeah.
You know, like in like Italian food, pasta sauces and stuff. It's
And
great.
pasta,
but, like-
oh, bacon and the bacon fat in the marinara sauce.
right.
Mwah.
You know.
Also using bacon fat in fried rice. Fucking
Ooh,
delicious.
okay.
Delicious. And even having the bacon bits in your fried rice too. Also good.
Ah,
Mhm.
that's that. I'll
That
have
was
to
like
try
the
that.
trick that my friend Edwin, who's Korean, he's like, where's the bacon fat for the fried rice? And I was like, what you're talking about? And he's like, haha, let me show you. And I was like, oh my god, this is amazing. I'm never doing it any way different again. Yeah, bacon fried rice is so good. And then yeah, there's a lot of things that bacon is good with. It's just not sweet stuff. I don't understand that. And that's why I don't really like bacon with ketchup either. Because ketchup's not necessarily super sweet, but it is a little tangy, and I don't necessarily
No,
like
I-
that on my bacon. either.
No, I know that and understand.
Thanks for the bits.
That I do get and understand.
Yeah.
I know what you mean when you that I don't know if you've ever watched the videos on YouTube of like the burger like George Motes, the burger guy.
Who the hell is that?
Basically, he does these. I'll send you like one of his videos
Okay.
because he does these great videos where they're just kind of like they're sort of perfect in their imperfections, like the sort of mess ups he makes and stuff like that, and you know, like just him burning himself and stuff like that. And But basically, he's a guy who just really knows all about burgers and like the history of burgers in America. And he does these cool YouTube videos where he kind of talks different regional burgers from like different restaurants and stuff, and shows you like how to make them and stuff like that. And they're really cool videos if you like burgers. But he like doesn't like ketchup on burgers. He's like, it's too sweet kind of thing.
Interesting,
You
because
know, and
I do like a little bit of ketchup on burgers.
I do. I like ketchup on
I
burgers.
just definitely don't want it slathered with ketchup.
Right,
Like
yeah,
there's
yeah.
definitely
So-
a thing called too much ketchup.
And there are some burgers where he like doesn't mind it on and there are some quite sweet. But
Like I actually would argue that like I probably wouldn't want ketchup on my burger if an egg was on my burger.
yeah, no, I understand that. I mean, I still kind of have done that, but at the same time, if I do have like an egg on, I'd be like, oh, I probably don't need the ketchup now, kind of thing.
Right.
You know. So yeah, I get that.
It
'Cause
definitely
I wouldn't-
depends.
I-
But if it's just a regular burger, like yeah, I want ketchup.
Hello, I can hear you.
I can
Can
hear
you hear me?
you!
Yeah,
Yay!
yeah, okay, good.
Okay,
Yeah, I
good.
can sort of hear you in the background, so all good. All good.
Hey, can you, babe, can you fill the water thing? Yeah, thank you. Sorry, I had to tell Eddie to fill in the water. But yeah, I can hear you. So you're
Yay.
good.
Okay, would you mind just doing screen share? 'Cause it's got rid of the screen share thing.
Yeah, let me get that back up. Share my screen.
I don't know why that. I don't know what happened there. Like my internet was fine, so I think that's just like a Discord thing. But...
Yeah, sometimes Discord is just weird.
So, oh well.
Anyways.
But yeah, so
Yeah.
I know what you mean about like if you have like individual components in things, it's like
Mhm.
if you wouldn't have certain things together individually, if you then combine them with other things, you still wouldn't have those things
Yeah, totally.
together, like ketchup and eggs or whatever. I have had like a burger and egg and ketchup, but it's kind of not really necessary. I think I've kind of just done it more to like try it out and see if it's bad or anything, or
Mhm.
so.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So,
All
where are we
right.
at with the Chongyun? Why do
So
you seem so
he's
disappointed?
I can't help but feel like this was a waste of our time.
No, quite the contrary.
Aw, look
Not
at his
only did
happy
we clean up
face.
the
I love his
traces of the
stupid.
spirit,
It's just so
but we also took
adorable.
care of those monsters.
Oh,
We've
right.
done
You
our
beat all the
jobs as
monsters and stuff. That was it.
exorcists.
Yeah.
My only regret is that I didn't get to drive it away using my thaumaturgy.
See,
But I'm already
thaumaturgy is the
prepared to
shit.
spend my life chasing this goal, so I do not regret such disappointments.
Huh, I guess you're right.
So please, cheer up.
Aw.
Actually, I also wanted to thank you for not leaving me, even with my special condition, and for helping chase the evil spirit to the very end. Even
It's
if we'd ended
adorable.
up running into an incredibly strong demon, I would have felt much safer with an experienced adventurer like you by my side.
That one.
Well, I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Oh, it seems the weather is starting to clear up over there.
Yes, Chongyun
Let's
is
go
good
have a
boy.
look.
I love him.
He's very good.
Perhaps there's nothing to worry about after all. Even though I didn't come face to face with that evil spirit, at least I met you. Oh, no, that came out wrong. What I'm trying to say is, we shouldn't focus only on the gains and losses of our journey. The things you see and the events you encounter along the way are equally important rewards.
Okay.
That picture is so cute! Oh, I like this picture. It's very cute.
So I actually forgot that's one of the endings. I was kind of expecting sort of something else to kind of happen because basically the other two kind of things that happen on this sort of
I think
top
I
path.
got, like, I'm not sure if this one over here is a good ending or a bad ending that I got, but I think this one's a good ending.
That is a nice ending, yeah. Yeah, it's a shame. There's some like sort of cute, fun stuff that happens, and in that sort of top path where, yeah, they're like a curious gaze. Like the other
Right.
stuff that kind of happens, there's some interesting stuff that happens. But I forgot that that's kind of one of the endings, that it kind of just ends there.
Yeah.
But
That's
yeah.
so cool. Well, thank you for joining me on stream today.
Thank you. And thank you everyone who's tuned in. Thank you everyone for all your subscriptions and bits and awesome
And
things.
make sure you follow Beau on his social media. He has a Twitter. And then do you have anything else?
Yeah, no, just at the minute, just Twitter. Someday I'll maybe get other things, but just Twitter for now. So if you're on Twitter, I'm at BeauVO, BeauVO. And that's me, and that's where I am, and stuff like that. And I've had in the past few months, ever since I've sort of been like doing more like guesting on streams and stuff like that, I've just had so many followers. It's been absolutely delightfully insane.
Yeah, your Twitter is blowing up, and I love it.
And everyone's just been like so nice, and I've had so many like nice comments and just amazing things. So you guys have been wonderful. Thank you so much.
And if you missed any part of the stream or the stream that we had last week with Beau, don't worry. My editor will be editing this video, and it will also end up on my YouTube as well. And if you have any friends that missed out on it and want to see it, yeah, these streams will be in the future on my YouTube.
Yeah, because we know that like not everyone is going to be on a time zone where they're going to get
the same time that we're awake.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we understand that, and that's why Core's awesome and puts them on YouTube as well.
Yeah, and also thank you both so much for being here. I learned I know we've known each other for a while, but
Yeah.
you know, it's really nice to actually like have a really deep dive talk into like your story behind like how you became an actor and like because I knew that you traveled out here, but I had no idea that like you met like all of these people and like even got to like watch sessions at Nickelodeon and stuff. Like that's really cool.
Well, thank you. Yeah, it was a really big. That's the thing. It was just this really big sort of dream that I just sort of tried for a very long time to kind of make happen, and then it kind of did happen because it's sort of there are people who kind of sort of end up out here kind of thing, or they wind up out here, but it was kind of my mission to be here, and
Yeah.
and I'm
like,
loving it so far.
Also, I have tons of people that like constantly ask like I have like a German accent or this type of accent or that type of accent. Can I still be a voice actor? And I'm like, yeah, Beau's
Yeah.
British. But Beau has an English accent, and like learning an American accent isn't really that hard. I promise. We sound annoying. Just sound as annoying as possible, and you got it down. Like.
No, but that's the thing. I mean, at least in the on-camera world, there are, in the on-camera world, there are just all kinds of actors out here, like in Hollywood, who are from all over the place. They're Brits,
and have
there's
accents.
Australians
What is
and
it?
New
One of my favorite
Zealanders.
actors is oh god, what's his name? It starts with a W, but he was in *Inglourious Bastards* and played the German guy.
Christoph Waltz.
Christoph Waltz. I love him.
I love
he's
Christoph
German,
Waltz.
and he doesn't even know how to do an American accent, and he's working as an actor.
Yeah, he's great.
So like you can literally do like and also like because so many American people have said that they can do accents that they actually can't do. There are so many auditions where they're like, we need somebody who's authentically from England to come in and do this audition all the time.
Yeah,
So,
exactly.
And
It's
like
kind of
recently even like I even saw an audition where they were like, we need somebody who knows German, like fluent.
right, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So that's the thing, like it's sort of an interesting thing because like the pool for voice acting has sort of like expanded. Like there is kind of more competition than ever, but it also does mean that there's more call for like
diversity.
uniqueness and diversity as well. So
And
if you do
diversity
have
of all
something
kinds,
special,
not just like race or gender, just like where you are from.
yeah. So like if you have something special about you, and it can be, and when I say something special about you, I don't just mean things like, say being LGBTQ or being from a different country. I even just mean like having some personality trait kind of thing. Like,
or even
these
even something that you would consider maybe a vocal flaw. Like for example, lisps are now like a natural lisp. People want that now.
Yes,
People actually want that now. Now, back in the day, back in the 90s, not so much, but nowadays, I hear, like, start watching cartoons. There is at least one character in every cartoon on air right now that has a lisp.
That's exactly, like, there's kind of, like, there's this sort of, and that, thank you, like, that was a really good example, because that was the exact kind of thing I was getting at. That,
also,
like,
I have a glottal stop, by the way, guys. That's actually, that used to be considered a no-go for voiceover. You could not have a glottal stop if you wanted to get into voiceover. I have one. And now, glottal stops are actually considered, like, part of a character, and they make you unique.
Right, and so everyone kind of like has something to offer, and some of the challenge can just be figuring out what that is. But there's kind of, if you love this, like, there's room for everyone. I don't think those things that make you unique are the things that will keep you away. They're the things that will actually keep you here,
Oh, yeah, a glottal stop is kind of like, so when I say certain, how do I explain a glottal stop? Fuck. It's, oh, God, now I have to, like, I forgot what my teacher said about it. Because I literally had a teacher that pointed it out to me, and I was like, is that a bad thing? And she was like, 10 years ago it would have been. And I was like, okay, so is it a bad thing now? And she's like, no, it's a good thing. But she told me what that kind of was because I never knew what that was before either. But like some people do it on purpose. I do it on accident. Because again, it like I don't know that I never knew that I was doing it until a teacher pointed it out, and so yeah. But like yeah, as a lisp is like lisps and stutters like lisps and stutters can be worked on to be a little bit better. But honestly, like I'm not saying I have like an actual stutter, but I do stutter a lot because with autism and ADHD, sometimes my brain like goes faster than my mouth and then my words get jumbled, so I stutter. But like
I feel like sometimes I have like I feel like there are moments where I have like the teensest bit of a stammer.
Yeah.
Just kind of like moments and stuff where yeah, my brain kind of like fritzes because I have like a very just kind of fast going brain and I try and get stuff out and I think sometimes it kind of all just becomes a bit much and it kind of does just manifest itself in this kind of like, you know, kind of verbal like sort of like you know, so it's just like sort of like does not compute, but like with the speaking, not just in the head kind of thing. So yeah,
yeah, and but that's the thing is that like I stutter in my takes all the time as an actor, and that's just because I naturally stutter because I'm like in the moment, and like when I get really frustrated, like that's like, you know, because you're supposed to feel the feelings that your character is feeling. So like basically like at that point like yeah, I stutter in the takes, and they keep it because it's a natural thing that people do, and it makes characters more realistic. So like, so I really think that that you know we're coming into a place in voiceover where now all like everybody has a voice for voiceover as long as you can speak.
Yeah, exactly.
And I even say that, like, so for example, in the anime, A Silent Voice for the dub, they used an actual deaf person to voice the deaf character in that dub.
Yeah.
So
that's a really good example.
I mean, like, so so even deaf people can do voiceover. As long as you can verbally speak, you can do voiceover. Yeah.
Yeah. so that was just like a very I mean that's the thing, I could say things like I mean like Lou Ferrigno has done a bunch of voiceover and like he's sort of kind of pretty much deaf, or he's like very sort of deaf at least like in one ear. And you know even Dion Kwan I believe is her name from the Rugrats, who played Kimmy, and she played Trixie Tang in Fairly Odd Parents. She's like legally blind and she does voiceover. So I know that's not to do with like being unable to speak,
also,
but you'd be like, well, what if you can't like you know read words? And it's like, well here's
there's
a person
ways,
who
there are
always
accommodations in the industry, and what's really awesome about acting. Now, don't get me wrong, acting is hard to get your foot in the door, but once your foot's in the door, you're in, and then also there's so many accommodations in the voice acting world.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, and like I feel like thank God that I'm an actor, because with all of my disabilities, if I was in an office, I'd be fired by now.
Right.
Like I just would. Versus like studios are very much more like understanding and will try to work around your disabilities and make you as comfortable and try to accommodate you as much as possible. And that's because like so for example, like I know people that are dyslexic in the industry. I'm one of them. You're one. I'm dyslexic. And although I do work on my dyslexia at the same time, I also have had directors read lines to me because I'm like, what does this say? And they'll literally read it to me knowing that I have dyslexia. So yeah.
Yeah. So
that's actually a good question, G-Dog Gamer. It's different for everybody. There's some people, like, again, it took me 3 years of training before I booked my first professional job. Other people, it took 5 years of training. Other people, it took 10 before they booked their first professional job. It is different for everybody.
A quick story. I have told this story on like other streams and stuff, but it is a sort of like a good one.
Mm-hmm.
So Sean Astin, Lord of the Rings,
Yeah.
all sorts of things. So he's been acting since he was a kid because like the Goonies and everything. Um, so he's been acting since he was a kid and been doing it on camera like his whole life. But he like, and he's sort of and again he's one of those people where like, he's like say kind of famous but not like A-list. So he's kind of one of those people where like he'd get sent a lot of voiceover stuff,
Mm-hmm.
and he was like, I never booked any of it, like ever, like literally. And he said, but then he did Lord of the Rings, and they did all the like accent training and stuff in Lord of the Rings, and they did it, and it was like very kind of like comprehensive, and they had like all these sort of maps of like the human face and the tongue and the mouth and all this stuff, and there was just something about like his kind of like learning to do an accent where it just kind of helped him. Maybe it helped him loosen up. Maybe he stopped kind of listening to himself. Whatever it was, I don't know. But it helped him.
Yeah.
And anyway, but he was like, but after that, once I did Lord of the Rings, after that, I began to book voiceover work. But he was like, but he estimated. I'm pretty sure I remembered this right. He estimated that he did about like, he was like, I must have done like 600 or like auditions or something like that, like for VO before Lord of the Rings,
Mm-hmm.
and he like never booked one of them. And this is a guy who's had like who'd had like a
He had a
successful career
resume
up
already,
until
yeah.
had a resume and everything, but he
Hell,
never
he was in like
booked them.
what was that one movie? Rudy. He was in Rudy.
Rudy, yeah, he's Rudy.
God,
So
my
that's
dad
him.
loves that movie.
He had like the Goonies and Rudy, and then he went on to do Lord of the Rings, and but it was after Lord of the Rings that's when he started doing like voiceover work and stuff, and he like booked Raphael and the 2012 Ninja Turtles, which is fantastic in, and and then he's sort of done a bunch of other stuff as well, but again, so even just again, people in all kinds of places can just it can take a while, and it can be because of something that you need to do. It can just be because of the universe just not quite working out for you yet. It can be lots of things.
Yeah.
So if you really
Also,
love
like,
this,
I
just
think
keep
Ryan
doing
Bartley put it the best, where she told me one day was that you book the jobs you were meant to book.
Exactly. Yeah. That's
Like
exactly
the
it.
things that you didn't book, you were never meant to get them. It's all about like the you book the jobs that you were meant to book. Period. And I think that like has really spoken to me ever since then. And then how do voice actor classes change the way you do voiceover? They teach you how to act.
Yeah, that's kind
it.
of it.
Voiceover classes teach you how to act, because voice acting is just acting.
Or at least the good voiceover classes teach you acting, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's what like I kind of got from like Bill Holmes's ones and Richard Horvitz's ones. They really just it was basically just acting classes that happen to be in front of a microphone.
Yep.
Those are the voiceover classes you want to do.
Those are the voiceover classes that you want to do. The thing is
it's
that
nice.
paying attention to a voice. Sorry, Beau.
No, it's fine. No, you carry on. Sorry.
But like the voice is always the last thing you pay attention to.
Yeah.
The last thing you ever pay attention to in voiceover is the voice. And the reason why is because the acting is the most important part. If you don't have the acting, you literally don't have a character. Anybody can do a silly voice, but a silly voice does not make a character, period.
Exactly. Like sort of like cool, you can sound a bit like SpongeBob if you do this one line of his, but could you have gone into Nickelodeon like once a week for 20 years and done the exact same thing? No, like that's kind of because it's not just about being able to sort of sound like them or something. It's a being, it's an acting thing.
Right. Well, and it's also funny anytime, as a working voice actor, we constantly get people that are like, I can do all these impressions, and I'm like, please don't. And the reason why is because, like, yeah, you may sound similar to the original actor that can do that, but how does that help you if they already have Seth MacFarlane? They're just gonna hire Seth MacFarlane. That doesn't help you. And B, again, the reason why they will just hire Seth MacFarlane is because Seth MacFarlane is a good actor who happens to be able to do all those voices.
Yeah,
He wasn't
that's
a person who concentrated on those voices. He was an actor first who then just so happened to have all that range.
yeah, that's exactly it.
Yeah, don't
so yeah,
listen
so
to your
the-
voice whatsoever. Just act it. I don't listen
the
to
good
my voice
class-
ever when I'm doing acting.
So yeah, so that's the thing. So the good classes, that's kind of what you'd get from the good classes. Like they'll develop your acting skills, and the best ones are the ones where it's kind of just like you're just acting in front of a microphone rather than, on like a stage or whatever, or in front of a camera or whatever. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's nice when you get a few of those tips of like, oh, if you have this, like you can do this thing and it'll make you sound
Or make them sound dorkier. Well, yeah, I
but
can
sort of
do
thing.
that. But
those things are cool. Like, oh, this is how you can sound like a dog, or this is how you can sound like you're drowning, or do you know what I mean? Like those things are nice, and yeah, like those things are definitely more relevant to VO than for on stage and on camera and whatever. But those aren't the things you do a voiceover class for.
But it's really funny because, like, I think of being on stage, and I also, like, because I do on stage and camera too, I change my voice a lot in those characters as well. For some reason, people all of a sudden are like, I'm in front of a microphone, then I have to really pay attention to how my voice sounds like. And I'm like, no, super nope. No. It's about the acting first. It always has been, and that literally does not change from on camera or theater either. And I use character voices for on camera and for theater too. I use character voices for that as well. So you can't tell me that voiceover is just the voice when that's fucking false. It's just false. It's just false. So yeah, like changing having a big. Also, let me also tell you this. Bryce Papenbrook is an amazing actor. Period. Bryce Papenbrook has one voice, but with that one voice that he has made 40 different characters out of it. And even though he does not change the pitch or the cadence, he changes the character itself, and I can still tell the difference between when he's doing Eren Yeager versus when he's doing his character in Da-Da-Da. And there's no pitch change or anything like that. And honestly, what shows me you're a fucking good actor is not whether you can change your voice a billion times. It's whether you can do what Bryce Papenbrook does, which is do two different characters with the same voice. And I can tell the difference between them. That's
the thing,
a good
like,
actor.
You can always kind of like hear that it's Bryce. There are like one or two kind of voices that he does where it's not quite the same thing.
It's
but
not the
but
Bryce
most,
voice.
But most,
but he
but
mostly
most
works
of the time,
off of that Bryce
but,
voice.
But that's the thing. Most of the time you hear Bryce, it's the Bryce voice, and but that's exactly it. Like you can always like hear when it's Bryce, but yeah, like if you're watching
It's
like
a completely different character.
or like versus like Blue Exorcist, they're just.
And
different.
SAO, SAO, Attack on Titan, what you just said, Blue Exorcist. Those four characters are all the same voice, but I can tell the difference between all four of those characters just based off of how he acts. If you didn't put the picture in front of me, I'd be able to point out each one of those characters separately, even though he's using the same voice. Because he's a good actor.
Yeah, another like sort of quick example of like sort of like, because again, some people do kind of have one voice, and with it kind of comes one like kind of characterization, so they play a sort of very similar character over and over again. But again, another just example of like, it's them when you hear them, but they kind of do a bunch of different characters with that voice. Is like Patrick Warburton doing like Joe in Family Guy, but then kind of someone as goofy as Kronk in The Emperor's New Groove.
Again, same
both,
voice,
like,
but
big,
completely
beefy.
different character that you can
They're
also
both
tell
big
the
and
difference.
beefy, but yeah, but like Joe's like sort of serious and kind of deadpan and stuff like that, and Kronk is just a big goofy doofus, and that's great,
And then he does on-camera too, where he was the narrator in the newest series of Unfortunate Events. Also, same voice, different
sweet.
character. And also, watch that series. It's really good. They actually stuck by the books. So, you know, it's always acting first. Always acting first. Voice is secondary. And voice will always change. So yeah. Anyways, thank you again, Beau, for being here. I love you.
Yeah, no, thank you. And again, just to, because sort of the point you were making just before we kind of went off on this big tangent was just, it's been really nice getting to spend sort of one-on-one time with you because, again, as we sort of said last week, we've always seen each other in like these group situations and stuff and never really had a chance to actually really get to know each other. And it's been really nice learning about you and your past and stuff. And you've got to learn about me and my past. Again, like even how I have a younger autistic brother, which was something which like I like should have come up, but it's kind of, but it's like hard to, there was just not really a time where that was going to come up, but I knew it would, and I'm glad it did. And, you know, but yeah, so, you know, it's been nice getting to, you know, talk about these things and have the surprise things, like at the end of last week when we started talking about Martin McDonough.
Love him!
Yeah, so, but no, so thank you so much for having me for these 2 parts. They're definitely intended 2 parts. They were totally intended. Definitely intended to be a 2-parter. So
and
no, but
happy
thank you so
anniversary of
much.
being in Genshin Impact.
Yeah, I hope there's more, because I love it. I love Chongyun. And yeah, we'll see what the
I
future
think
holds.
we all
But
love
thank
Chongyun.
you.
He's good boy.
Aw. And thank you thank you everyone for tuning in. Thank you for your lovely Chongyun comments, and thank you, Corina, for having me here today.
Thank you.
That's right.
There, that was Barbara's song as Toad. You're welcome. You're welcome,
I didn't realize
Internet.
I did that in